आवाज नहीं आ रही तेरी।
वाह, मैं 2 घंटों से बोल रहा हूँ, अब आवाज नहीं आ रही। थैंक यू सोहम बताने के लिए भाई। हेलो गाइस, तो क्या हाल चाल। 35 एंट्रीज is been made into the giveaway. Not even 35. We have more than 38 entries for the giveaway. There will be one lucky winner. Let's see why is this not stupid working. अरे बिल्कुल सेक्सी यार, बिल्कुल सेक्सी। पता नहीं मेरा कंप्यूटर बहुत अजीबोगरीब बिहेव कर रहा है आज। Your device need to restart to install updates. काम में मरा हूँ। ऑलराइटी, इसको हटाओ, इसको गिव अवे पे डालो। सबके गिव अवे टाइप एक्सक्लेमेशन गिव अवे टू ज्वाइन ऑलरेडी हो चुका है और नेक्स्ट 10 मिनट्स में विनर का अनाउंसमेंट हो जाएगा। करण, तेरा तेरा नाम नहीं है इसमें बिल्कुल भी।
पता नहीं।
Yep, your name is not there. Yep, gaming with yours is there, bro.
Rito any Rito goats.
सबके नाम है भाई,
Kadat.
सबके नाम है, सबके नाम है। बिल्कुल ही सबके नाम है। तेरे बिन ये सारे नाम्स इधर पड़े हुए हैं और बे लोड क्यों नहीं हो रहा
मैं
ये?
कही रहा होता है ना।
ओके, इट्स ऑल फुल्ली लोडेड।
गोट से
10 रिफ्रेश। ओके, अभी हम विनर का डिसाइड करते हैं। 2 सेकंड दे दो हमको। तनिक 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 स्ट्रीमर्स। इसका बाद में 1 2 कस्टम इमोजी और डाल दो। अरे अभी डालेंगे डालेंगे, इसका भी काम चालू है। एक कौन विनर बनने वाला है अभी देखते हैं। ऑल राइट भाई, जितनी भी एंट्रीज आ चुकी है, कंट्रीज कम, इतने लोग की एंट्रीज है गाइस। लेट्स रोल। तेरे बिन क्लोज गिव अवे एंट्री। लेट्स पिक अ विनर, फिंगर क्रॉस, हु वांट टू विन। जो जीता है डक 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 डक। वाह गौरव प्रभु, नाइस नाइस नाइस। गौरव प्रभु
मैसेज करने का बोल दे।
भाई जल्दी से मेरे को डीएम कर दे।
इधर इधर ही पहले इधर कर दे।
हेलो गौरव प्रभु भाई, यू हैव 1 minute टू रिप्लाई मी बैक। इफ यू आर नॉट देयर इट विल बी रोल टू समबडी एल्स। यू हैव, यप दैट्स व्हाट आई एम सेइंग। अगर नहीं है तो भाई 1 मिनट का टाइम दे रहा हूँ, नहीं है तो फिर सॉरी, ये किसी और को पास हो
मैसेज
जाएगा।
आएगा।
टाइम टू रीरोल, टाइम टू पिक अ नेक्स्ट विनर। भाई नाइस नाइस नाइस। सीरियसली गाइस, मैंने कल ही बोला था भाई चैट में रहना, नहीं रहोगे तो चला जाएगा, लेकिन नहीं, सुनना नहीं है भाई, नहीं है। लेट्स गो फॉर द नेक्स्ट। ऑल राइट। वाह करण बिजवानी, व्हाट अ लकी गाय। करण ओ भाई, करण प्लीज स्पीक अप इन चैट। वाह करण, यहाँ पेटीएम कर रहा, विनर भी करण ही बना, ये अभी आया। करण चाहिए तेरे को? जय हिंद। नहीं नहीं, सही है भाई, सही है। इसका लक बहुत ही अच्छा है, बहुत ही सेक्सी लक है भाई इसका। अभी रजिस्टर करवाया, अभी के अभी विनर प्राप्त हो गया, प्राइम वेंडल मिल गई। वाह मजा आ गया। तेरे को बैटल पास चाहिए कि प्राइम वेंडल चाहिए है?
प्राइम आएगी अभी।
हाँ तो तेरे को क्या
अभी
चाहिए?
आई है मतलब, मेरे को वही चाहिए प्राइम। मैं आज सोच रहा था,
वाह बैटल पास में
फिर
ही है
मैंने
क्या?
बोला छोड़ो। नहीं, उधर आ जाइए स्टोर में।
हम्म, हाँ सही है सही है। मुबारक हो करण बिजवानी, यू आर अवर लकी विनर फॉर द न्यू बैटल पास फॉर द नेक्स्ट सीजन, और यू वांट दिस सीजन। इसको करते हैं रीसेट। नेक्स्ट गिव अवे वी विल होस्ट एट 2K सब। नेक्स्ट गिव अवे गाइस 2K सब्स पे होगा। अरे रे रे अरे, बहुत सब बहुत बहुत मौके मिलेंगे, टेंशन क्यों लेते हो गेमिंग विज। अभी पेटीएम और वेटीएम का भी सबका भी गिव अवे होगा थोड़े टाइम में, वो भी शुरू कर रहे हैं। लेकिन 2K सब्स के बाद एक और बैटल पास है, लेकिन इस टाइम वी हैव टू ऑप्शंस, पबजी बैटल पास प्लस वेलोरेंट, या प्लस उसके इक्विवेलेंट आपको जी पे चाहिए या फिर पेटीएम चाहिए। इक्विवेलेंट of amount of money you can choose what option you want. करण भाई का नसीब बहुत सेक्सी है भाई, दया करण भाई दया करो। राइट करण, अगला बैटल पास आए तो मेरे को बता दियो, तेरे को मैं दिला दूंगा। ऑल
प्राइम प्राइम अभी प्राइम आई है, प्राइम दे रहा।
वाह, प्राइम और बैटल पास में कितना फर्क है पता है तेरे को?
हाथी घोड़े का।
हाँ वही तो।
अरे वो चालू करना तब तक टूर्नामेंट इसका।
किसका?
वेलोरेंट का चालू है।
चल रहा है टूर्नामेंट
हाँ
भाई।
रिस्की।
मेरी एक भी गेम डाउनलोड नहीं हो रही जो तूने लिंक भेजी थी उसमें से।
अरे होगी बट अभी टाइटल बदल दे, टूर्नामेंट की स्ट्रीम कर दे
भाई करते हैं।
अगर तेरे को नहीं खेलना है कुछ तो।
नहीं खेलना, हटाओ सावन की घटा।
इसकी फर्स्ट स्ट्राइक, वेलोरेंट फर्स्ट स्ट्राइक।
ऑल राइट, क्या था?
देता हूँ लिंक।
लिंक दियो।
आय हाय दिया।
The flash, Soulcast heading over towards ramp though. Again, a concern. Heretics are kind of boxed into on the site here. They don't have an concern. Heretics are kind of boxed into on the site here. They don't have an awful lot of control outside of that.
Yeah, but you've got to say, Judge's Bulldogs on retakes are going to be
Wow.
pretty rough. And time's ticking now, and it's favourable towards the Heretics. And look at the time towards the defensive side. Just seconds being bought and playing in the additional man. There could have been damage done, but Scream knows
क्या बोल रहा है?
of the most highest variety
क्वालिफायर चल
Soulcast
रहा है।
dealt with.
क्वालिफाई राउंड है?
Plenty of opportunity, but
क्या
time
खेल?
Scream needs to go right about now.
अरे
There is no
ऑफिशियल
second
वेलोरेंट
guessing.
की
He's
है
gotta spray and
वर्ल्ड
pray and
वाइड।
hope they land. He's gonna find one, but the second
उसके
evades him.
क्वालिफायर चल
And
रहा है।
Heretics
फर्स्ट
just
राउंड,
about
वाह।
hold on again.
I mean, that was a huge round.
लेकिन इंग्लिश में बोले जा रहे हैं ना तो। अच्छा ऑफिस वर्ल्ड वाइड है ना?
I was speaking about Heretics potentially being able to close this out and have an absolute stranglehold on.
भाई लेकिन ये देख बुलडॉग से क्या मार रहे हैं भाई। सही है भाई।
I mein, that double-digit round score becomes even more terrifying, Lauren.
Are we really going to get an upset on the first one?
11-5
wouldn't have
है
it any other way.
राउंड अभी।
11-5 तो जीत रहे हैं अपने
Liquid
टीएच।
fans in dire straits now. It's map 1, it's okay. It's a best of 3, do not fear. We'll be alright.
फर्स्ट स्ट्राइक
It's
लिख
only
देना।
one of the first maps for Liquid, but still, the
Europe
buys a little light here
qualifiers,
this
day
time.
one.
You're going to be seeing Sheriff's bits and pieces, but an ultimate pop is going to at least keep Scream pretty viable this round still. Beyond that, though, I still see Bulldogs. I still see slightly weaker punches, and I like this switch up of pace from Heretics. Let's talk about that. This kind of more standardized default round. See if there's any naughtiness going on across the map.
Heretics initially a much slower approach this time around. Maybe expected a much worse buy than Liquid have, to be honest with you. The way they're approaching this, they don't really
लेकिन
want to
सही है भाई, सही है।
free kill the start of it. Again, pretty much a default spread. I mean, Poor over here doing A main things as we've seen him do previously. Avova actually making all the way into the Ven.
How's he gotten here?
I don't know. I mean, Soulcast maybe just got timed out here.
Oh, भाई, what a shot, man.
Rotations, they're done. They can't get to the other side. That is
Nice.
As soon as they got contact towards Heaven on B, instantly he knew they'd try and push and rotate, and he gets everything they needed. Liquid are in trouble here, and there's no two ways to put it.
No, I mean, Neural Theft goes out for good measure as well, but it's a series of bad timings, to be honest with you. I mean, Heretics, just a fantastic reaction based off that information too.
All right, Scream and Cryptics, shot in the back, put down, have a little nap here. Cryptics now going to be dealt the same fate. This is Heretics sending more than a message. This is a beatdown. This scoreline, I expect it to be the other way. I wanted to see maybe a little 12-5. Okay, let's keep that narrative building that maybe Liquid have something. But this,
Maybe the Liquid have something.
It's not, and again, just economic turmoil on the side of Liquid. Again, we're obviously backs against the wall. Going to be a force out here. Managed to get 2 Bulldogs.
Champ Iron, yes, giveaway is done, bro. Winner is already been picked.
Eccles, I mean, whichever way he leans towards. But yeah, this is, it all comes off the back of that pistol round. The round 2 conversion with what money was invested back, it just instantly becomes a problem with that scoreline.
Okay, so we do have a little bit of a second of a pause.
कहाँ कहाँ क्या क्या लगा रहा है देख रहा।
वही देख रहा हूँ
There's a
मैं।
lot of kind of win conditions we put with heretics that
एक
could have
तो वही
happened,
क्या
and it seems
कैमरा
like a
लग गया
couple
था
of them have
ग्लास
happened.
में देख
Now, the one
रहा
thing
था।
we kind of added to that though was that this was traditionally a good map for Liquid.
Yes.
So heretics have kind of come true and come good on all of their promises, but I don't feel I'm seeing the best out of Liquid here.
No.
There is
I
no
think
best
very
out of
much weight
Liquid.
put on
Liquid
the
is
fact that
hugging the
Heretics have
match.
a fantastic opportunity to prepare for this.
Oh, for
There's
sure,
a
man.
data sample, right? They can go back and
Yeah.
say, what's their best map? What's the map we
अभी
wouldn't
होने
want to play
वाला है
them
ना
on?
बेस्ट
Let's
3
rehearse
या
that
कुछ
best.
होने वाला है।
वही।
Because they seem very well equipped to deal with them even on attack, yeah.
Heretics just took a tactical timeout. Just let them stew in it for a second.
अबे यू
I love it. If that was actually the case, if that was the
Mine-
reason.
इसको देखे YouTube की
it's
आवाज जा रही है
gorgeous,
क्या
but
स्ट्रीम
no,
पे?
Liquid do not want. This was not the start.
हाँ
This was the
जाती है।
debut. And these guys reigned supreme for so long under various titles, Fish 1, 2, 3, and then
हाँ
the addition of
जाती है।
Scream was meant to be the crowning jewel.
वरना
But it
गेम
looks like
साउंड
the
कैसे
crown
जाएगी?
weighed a little too heavy, and others have certainly kind of already usurped that throne. But there's still a round to go, and this is only map 1. Best of 3s. It can be a long series, but if we keep seeing this from Heretics, I'm on board. Get me the t-shirt.
टूर्नामेंट का नाम है फर्स्ट स्ट्राइक।
Hey, this is if this is them playing on Liquid's pick, I can't wait to see what Heretics have got up their sleeve for their map pick. To be honest with you, Soulcast tucked inside the dark cover right now. Going to allow 3 to pass. Actually, the slow wall comes through. Dark cover. Drops.
What
Scream
a
just for 2
reaction
in this spot,
time.
though.
Yeah, Scream gonna control it. The veteran just gripping onto this round, maybe a lifeline at this point, but Avova gets a freebie, and suddenly, again, it's opened. You're gonna get a bit of information, though, filtered back through towards Liquid, but you can see the intention that Avova wants to paint. The spike is on the way. We still have Cryptics on the site. He's gonna see one. We're gonna see Cryptics at least get Avova, but now here comes the rest of the hit. And Cryptics!
ओमन ने ऊपर चढ़ के फ्लैश डाल के पूरा रोटेशन
Dire
रोक दिया
straits, but
उसका।
he does deliver.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. If we can see Liquid, I don't want to
नाइस।
say deep.
मतलब ये है
it's a
गेम प्ले
tall
देखने को
task
मिलता
to
है
get
ना,
6 on the bounce,
बहुत
on a
सेक्सी
map
लग
like
रहा है यार।
Split. But again, just staying alive for so long and creating that pressure from Heretics, they have to focus their efforts onto him. And look at this, picking up 3 from sight with the Bulldog, just absolutely brilliant.
मतलब किलजॉय के ट्रैप्स लगे जो हैं, मतलब साइट के ऊपर ही लगा है, ऐसी जगह पे छज्जे के ऊपर। नाइस।
Yeah, I mean,
Is
these
very
Heretics
good
players are
traps,
having a lot
man.
quite of a performance, and they do need a lot more than this. And to be fair, from Heretics, I wanted to look
साइड
at that
पर
as a
कैमरा
kind of
मस्त लगा रहा है
slow-paced
भाई।
round. It looked like there
तेरे
was an
को
opportunity, and
वो
they
तो
leant in
पहला
towards it
तू नहीं देखा
onto
वरना
A,
तेरे को
but
पता चलता।
faded away pretty swiftly. But are they going contact on this?
See, the turret's going to spot it out there. Nakia walks out, does get greeted, but you're right. Nobody actually committed onto the side here. The lockdown is obviously in the back pocket. You can see Cryptics positioned over towards the defensive spot.
वो जो है ना आर्मर एचपी और एचपी है, नाम जो लिखा हुआ है ना रेड में और ब्लू में।
वो तो पता है, एक लिक्विड वाली टीम है, दूसरी एच।
वो नहीं एचपी मतलब हेल्थ।
अच्छा ग्रीन वाली ना,
वो जो पूरा पीछे है ना जो रेड रेड।
हाँ वो आर्मर है।
नहीं
हेल्थ है और आर्मर है।
हाँ
हाँ वो तो समझ गया मैं।
लेआउट बदल दिया अभी।
अच्छा नया वाला लेआउट डाला है। नाइस।
उसका आर्मर डैमेज हेल्थ डैमेज है रेस की देख कम है वो रेड में।
Just about onto this, but the site hit's still in motion and it's still
वो
delivering.
दो मर गए देख।
Suddenly, where is that spike?
उसका
How
आर्मर
close to
गया।
site it's on. So now we've got to look towards. Oh, Nuki needs to hold this together. He
ये
has
रहना
to
सही
take the
खेल रहे
information
हैं
fights. He has to be about this, but Killjoy could be such a nuisance now.
Yeah, the lockdown goes down. It pretty much blocks all of sight except for the back 2 corners here. So going to force Niso into a tough spot. Nukia, he's got to get some damage done here. Does get locked down. Scream going to swing.
3 versus 2.
Oh my word!
No. How? How is this happening? And he's got him.
भाई उसके सामने
my
टीपी
God,
मारा
this is
दिखाई
an
नहीं।
Absolute fumble. Soulcast saves the day, but I am baffled with what I just saw.
भाई
That
उसके
would have been the most heartbreaking way to lose
Can you
out.
imagine?
Oh my word!
He's having to explain, like, no, Scream, he was literally standing there, dude. What?
I love that though. With just the hands poised, watching a jet up, tailwind pass that.
डैश मारा भाई।
भाई लेकिन वो रेना को मार सकती थी ना।
Let's look at the money now coming in for
अरे बट
Heretics.
डैश मारा
They've had
उसने।
a good couple of buys. I'm pretty sure they could probably still buy, but yeah, this was all great and dandy. Scream
कभी-कभी
potentially
नहीं
missing a
जाता है
player.
वो
As you can
ध्यान।
see, it was happening. And
डैश
the
में।
information being filtered through to the other teammate. If Soulcast didn't just go absolutely clutch, then I would have lost my mind.
I actually feel bad. It looked like Niso almost baited his teammate there by dismissing into screams. That feels bad.
Well, the main thing is that, to be fair to Liquid, they have now broken the
One
body of
tap
Heretics. There's enough to get a bit of a force buy going, but it's far from
Nice. भाई रेज के बॉम्ब बहुत ही सेक्सी आते हैं, कहीं पे भी आते हैं ना गंदे तरीके से.
Liquid putting a lot into this round already. Soulcast getting aggressive. That's pretty dangerous. This 3-play stack down middle, I don't mind, but you're doing it against lighter weapons, which can be a bit risky.
Yeah, that's a lot to throw down. I mean, in terms of investment, there's not an awful lot put in from Heretics. It's especially to not convert anything off that. I mean, it's not really great map control, and they haven't taken any players off the board either.
Yeah, I'm not blown away by it.
लेकिन ये देखा है nobody is playing with Ares, Odin, कुछ भी नहीं दिख रहा है इसके अंदर. सिर्फ assault rifle, pistol, bulldog.
दो गोली मारेंगे इसमें.
Oh no, there is one more player. Okay, Link's already filtered across, but that's a bit of a misread. That could be a bit of a misread of information because Scream's now dead, and the site's looking real open and available. Avova has to be careful. He wasn't careful enough. People need to check their corners. As Avova falls,
down.
Link controls this, and now
They need to check their corners.
Yeah, the delay on the dark over there. Actually going to get the
भाई वहाँ खड़ा कर दिया ओमन को.
Avova back on his feet. The paranoia comes through. Link now going to swing through Screams.
साइट पे रिवाइव दिया. स्पैम आएगा. अच्छा ब्लाइंड है. दोनों ब्लाइंड हो गए.
Doing well here, desperate to hold on. Avova, it is a one and done, but with the utility, it does suddenly have a little bit more depth to it. And the time's ticking. Liquid, what is the plan here? You have to wait for some of that utility to surpass and fade away, but this is a filthy crossfire.
अपने सामने साले.
वही देख रहा हूँ.
Opportunities being given. Is this really how you're going to lose the round? Soulcast says no, check your corners. Avova's got two.
भाई बहुत ही सेक्सी यार.
पीछे देखो. अच्छा.
अबे रे. मतलब क्या कैंप? आमने सामने कैंप.
And as if that's the way it goes down, I am beyond belief here. But Heretics are on their minds winning this out.
That was crazy. I mean, the fact that Avova stayed alive for that long, the fault line came through and stunned him in the corner. Not only that, he gets stunned, still finds 2 kills from there.
Okay, Liquid just lost Split, arguably one of their better maps coming through. I do not know what to make of this.
Come on, losing Split.
How is this happening for Liquid? These guys are
उन्होंने सिलेक्ट किया था लिक्विड नहीं शायद.
For doing this against them.
ओह भाई खुशी का पार नहीं है तेरी तो. अरे हाय नाच रहा है लौंडा अपना तो. अरे हाय.
You know, on attack, the Liquid looked very confident. I mean, they took those rounds easily.
लेकिन भाई वो कैंपिंग का जो तरीका था ना भाई, आमने सामने बैठने का भाई, बहुत सेक्सी. भाई एक मरेगा दूसरा ट्रेड निकालेगा भाई, क्या सेक्सी.
उसको भी तोड़ने का होता है. राइट लेफ्ट दोनों जंप करके मारे जाते.
लेकिन राइट लेफ्ट जंप करके मारे उसमें थोड़ा सा वो हो सकता है कि
2 बंदे आएंगे ना, एक राइट
and maybe, just maybe, an upset to start off first strike.
भाई बहुत ही सेक्सी टूर्नामेंट विक्ट्री. 5 के 5 कंप्यूटर सामने और क्वालिफाई करो. क्या सेक्सी चीज.
उधर नहीं है, घर से ही खेल रहे. घर से ही खेल रहे. बाद में जब फाइनल होगा तब इनवाइट करेंगे. ये मस्त मारा था इसने, जेट ने 3 मारे थे. सेज अच्छा खेल रही थी सामने वालों.
भाई ये होती है घुसने की तरीका, तीनों के तीनों एक साथ. ये देखो अभी दोनों के दोनों एक साथ ही है. एक ट्रेड निकाला, एक मरा, दूसरा ट्रेड निकालेगा. भाई ऐसे खेलते हैं वेलोरेंट, ये होना चाहिए, जज्बा होना चाहिए ऐसे खेलने का। नाइस। 5 मिनट के बाद दूसरा मैच शुरू होगा, वही टीएल वर्सेस टीएच वर्सेस अपनी वही जो टीम चल रही थी,
सेम टीम है।
सेम टीम। वाह क्या नाम क्या है भाई, TL0/1
लिक्विड और
G20।
हेरिट।
लिक्विड है ना, लिक्विड और हेरिटेज हैप्टी पर क्या है। नाइस। December 3 फर्स्ट स्ट्राइक स्केड्यूल Day 1। यूरोप क्वालिफायर तो नॉर्थ अमेरिका भी क्वालिफाई होगा ना। एक सेकंड गाइस,
इंडिया में भी है। उसका नहीं पता बट
भाई सही है, भाई सही है। फॉग का प्री रजिस्ट्रेशन हो रहा है लॉन्डो, तो करो रजिस्ट्रेशन और जल्दी से भाई। जिसका लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब बाकी है ठोको, अभी और भी गिव अवेज आने वाले हैं फ्यूचर में, बिल्कुल मजेदार।
भाई हाँ, कुछ आने वाला था।
क्या
अमेजोन का कुछ आने वाला है, प्राइम गेमिंग। अमेजोन का आने वाला है प्राइम गेमिंग करके, gaming.amazon.in। इंडिया में अभी अवेलेबल,
इंडिया में बहुत सारी चीजें अवेलेबल हो गई है ना अभी तो।
अभी नहीं है अवेलेबल, होने वाला। यूट्यूब जैसा प्लेटफॉर्म अमेजोन वाले दे,
अमेजोन वाले दे।
मतलब अमेजोन प्राइम में सब देखेंगे ऐसा।
नाइस।
गेमिंग स्ट्रीम वगैरह सब कुछ, लाइव स्ट्रीम वगैरह।
ये सही है यार, कुछ तो दे रहे हैं एटलीस्ट ये लोग।
और उसमें वो बहुत सारे ऑफर की है, बहुत कुछ। पैसे भी दे रहे हैं शायद, पता नहीं। उसके लिए मिनिमम 1000 चैनल चाहिए, ऐसा कुछ रिक्वायरमेंट है।
1000 आवर्स की
जल्दी आने वाला है, और सब्सक्राइबर वगैरह कुछ
नाइस है, फिर ठीक है,
आने वाला है जल्दी। अमेजोन प्राइम गेमिंग
आ जाए तो सही है भाई।
लाइव स्ट्रीम करना है। दूसरा मैप कौन सा है, कुछ लिखा नहीं है।
नहीं
सिलेक्ट करेगी टीम। मैप एंड साइड, अटैकिंग और डिफेंडिंग।
back to the first quarterfinals of Valorant First Strike Europe, where Team Heretics have just beaten Team Liquid on split. I know Pansy was
इंडिया का भी
absolutely
आएगा
speechless by the end of
इंडिया में
that
तो
match,
वही हो गया ना
but
अपने
me,
4
Mitch and Lothar have plenty to say, especially Lothar here,
देखेंगे अभी
who
कौन
has
कौन होगा
been
क्वालिफाई
gloating, let's just put it that way, put it lightly, he's been gloating. So, we started with a pistol round the last time we talked about this in the break, and I think it's only fitting that we go back to the pistol round because Team Heretics won 2 pistol rounds against Team Liquid, and Team Liquid aren't a team that roll over during pistols. They're super
पिस्टल
organised,
राउंड मत गिना करो
really
बे,
know
पिस्टल
what to
राउंड नहीं हो
play,
पाता.
but for some reason, and the reason where Lothar is going to fill me in now,
हो
Heretics
जाता है
were able to just take another one.
मुश्किल, मेरे लिए बहुत मुश्किल है पिस्टल राउंड निकालना, क्योंकि
हाजी तन मेरा
अजी टन मेरा पिस्टल राउंड में नहीं निकलती भाई. ये साले 4-4 गोलियों का बर्स्ट मारते हैं ना हरामखोर.
3-3
अबे नहीं, वो जो
याद
नॉर्मल
नहीं होता
लोग घोस्ट लेते हैं उसकी जगह ये लोग नॉर्मल पिस्टल से लेते हैं. नॉर्मल पिस्टल,
हाँ तो मैं भी नॉर्मल ही लेता हूँ
क्योंकि नॉर्मल का डैमेज
हेड
ज्यादा आ
पे
जाता है.
मारो 3 गोली खत्म लेफ्ट क्लिक करके हेड पे 1 गोली मारो
वही तो दिक्कत है मेरे भाई.
तो मैं भी वही खेलता हूँ
भाई भागते भागते मारते हैं तो गोली कैसे लगेगी ये बताओ.
लगती है मेरी भी
मेरी नहीं लगती साली.
But now I'm almost certain that this is gonna be Heretics all the way.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, statistically, this had to be
पिस्टल राउंड मेरे को
because
सही
the
लगता
numbers
है
don't lie. But
पिस्टल
there was the
राउंड ही
caveat
आने
there.
चाहिए सब
Heretics are not terrible at this map. We just don't know how good they are. And now, I think we do. Also, that pistol round, we talk about, yeah, they played the classics, this, that, the other. It did come down to a 1v3. And in the end, it was just Nisao abusing the right click of that classic. I've seen so many tweets, heard it on so many streams, that right click needs to be nerfed. And you see the power
साले
of
क्या
it
क्या
there.
खुल रहा है
Not
भाई,
just the
हटो.
power of the right click in general, but when your
क्या
Reina has already had those kills to get up to
विन
150
रार
health, and those other players have been tickled down by your opposition.
सेटअप है
And
ना
you'll see
वो
it
रहा
again and
देख
again.
सेटअप
Niso actually
नहीं हो रहा ना.
doesn't miss nearly as much as
लास्ट
most other
जो आई
Reinas
थी
do.
वो
He
डाउनलोड कर
prioritizes
ले
that heal to just get
2019
back into the fight straight away.
It all depends which angle does he get. In the pistol round, he actually isolated the breach. He knew exactly when there was a skill happening from the breach. He timed it perfectly to get a kill on him, and then he knew there's absolutely no angle. Someone will peek him, so he just healed instead. In general, I feel like Heretics played this really well. There was seldom any occasions where there was no follow-up on trades, which is, as I said, a very stark contrast to Liquid, which kind of like were always alone on sites, no trades, no follow-ups, certain difficulties
सोवा
on
जैसा
retail
लग रहा
sites
है
as well.
And I did love the fact that in the pistol round, so before that, we had our halftime analyst out.
सोवा जैसा लग रहा है तेरे को, कहाँ से
Irving
सोवा
Jones.
दिख गया है.
And we talked about how, you know, okay, coming into the next half, this is where Nisao needs to deliver. This is where he's in a position. I'm doing it now, Nisao.
लग रहा है
This is where Nisao needs to deliver.
ये
Because on the
नहीं
attacking
वो
side, that's where the most pressure is for a Reina to really come through. And then he opened up the pistol round the
ब्लू
way he
कोट
did. I
वाला
thought
नहीं
that was almost poetic. Like he was just showing, you know what? I'm not here to cool down. I'm here to win us this game.
I felt like he heard us because all three of us were like, this guy needs to actually step up. And it's very rare that we see players who understand and know that they need to step up and actually deliver. And, you know, in Europe, whenever we talk about Reina, it's always Scream. You know, we almost criticize Scream sometimes because we feel like we shouldn't be playing the Reina. But honestly, after today, if Niso wants to play Reina, Niso, you go and play Reina and you win on Reina because that was absolutely beautiful.
ये Killjoy
Like a little bit of a Killjoy showing Scream how it should be.
और ये बीच वाला कौन है?
He was absolutely stomping. This match, and he was
ये ब्रिज है ब्रिज
a little bit, you know, shaking the beginning.
भाई कतई सेक्सी. सोवा, ब्रिज, Killjoy.
Before we move on to the end, we just have to take a replay, another look.
करण तेरी फोटो होती तो तेरे को बना देते मैं ब्रिम.
I just want to
ये सच में देख सोवा जैसा
I
है
want to propose a question first. In this scenario, do you think nCore inted more, or do you think Scream inted more? Who is the bigger inter in this situation, Lothar?
This was a very unfortunate
क्या
series
मारा
of
है
events. First,
वाह
Nkia
क्या
was
Killjoy
in a
है.
position where it seems like he wanted to catch someone off guard and then destroy the lockdown from Killjoy. But he
सच
was
में तेरे को
way too
देखना है
slow on that, on
Killjoy
the execution. Then he
कौन है
knew he was kind of like in the middle of it, so there's no
दिखाता
way
हूँ
of him doing anything. So he just had to hide, right? But then Scream, you'd see him actually taking a 90 degrees turn, but it was straight into the wall. So
साले ये सोवा का क्या एक्शन रिप्ले कर रहा है
he didn't see
हाँ तो वही
anything
तो
in the corner
shocked out
exactly, and then he dashed.
Shocked.
And he just didn't see Nuki at all. It was a miracle on Umber. And then to top it all, Niso with the dismiss on his kill on Scream, he went to position to Nuki for her to have a trade, but Nuki was only
shocked out
like released from the stun, so he was picking up the weapon. It was barely like I think milliseconds for him to be ready to shoot at the guy coming after Niso, and it would have been actually an end of the game, and that would have been absolutely hilarious way of finishing that match.
Yeah, I mean, Mitch, what did you make of that one? Who inted more? I do want an actual answer for
I
this.
genuinely think Niso was the one that entered more. And like
Okay.
Tom adding in an extra answer, making my own little box down the bottom, because the situation he was in, when he dismisses, he dismissed to his teammate, as you said, trying to get the trade value out of it. But in that situation, you're forcing your teammate into a gunfight. A trade is still a gunfight that you can lose. If he dismisses to the site and those players have to hunt him down, they're 100% certain already there's no one behind me. Because why the hell would Nuke be in that corner? He never would be. And Screen cleared it, right? At that point, you have a backstab. And a backstab, short of, I guess, the player closing his eyes, should be a 100% kill. So there's no risk to it almost. And all Niso has to do is then try to delay a little bit or win the fight himself. You should have at least one kill out of that instead of the risk of probably having one kill out of it. It was an unnecessary risk. But then again, I don't think that situation happens at all.
यार मेरे को ब्रीच जैसा नहीं लगता यार ये
Niso going forward to try and get the trade situation.
देख
All of that
Killjoy
came out of
देखा
the fact that they were so far ahead and the confidence was there because we'd seen it the previous round. Niso was peeking up on top of ice walls to just get every single frag that he could. And once that, as I said, I said it in the halftime, once the confidence gets rolling with Niso, it's very hard to bring him down a peg.
ये real life है
I think Scream.
Killjoy.
Yeah, I think Scream. Like,
Okay.
He cleared that corner without any confidence. It was just like
But
peek into that wall and then go straight.
I mean, it's not very often that we see
Nice,
A, Scream
yaar.
inting and B, a Scream going past someone and not shooting at them. I think we've seen
Same
real
Killjoy
life
जैसी लग रही है
but moving on
वही
to the
है
second,
उसी
very,
का
very quickly before
कार्टून
I
बना
pass this
है
over to the casting
हाँ
guest,
देखा मैंने
you know, Team Liquid must win this one. They have been in this situation before. They've been in situations where they've been on the back first, so this is not new. But do you guys think that they can come back from this after the fashion they lost on Split and actually be able to win on Ascent?
Well, I mean, look, we do still need to obviously see the agent select, and I think there's going to be a little bit of a mix-up on that one from what we've seen on that map. What I would say though is individually,
ये
Heretics have
इंस्टाग्राम
looked
पे
far
देख
better.
तेरे को
We
एक
have seen the
मैसेज आ
struggle there
ये
from Echoes,
फिनिक्स
which
और
ever
जेट
since he went to the breach has been in effect. As he said, if he's setting his teammates up, like your Scream, like your Cryptic, who is surprisingly the one doing a lot of the damage on attack side Killjoy.
भाई कतई sexy है भाई ये तो
have Echoes falling down, and then that's acceptable. What I'll say though is Link had a really bad game. On the other hand, I'll give him an excuse that he never really got to get going because that operator on the defensive side is where he tends to really shine. He didn't really have a chance to get that op out. So then it only leaves one person, and that's Solkus on the Raze. Solkus, Raze, Split, you shouldn't be having you shouldn't be towards the bottom of the scoreboard.
Yeah. Wanted to point out one thing. You said surprisingly Cryptics had a really good match, right? But he is actually, I would say, the second most important player in Liquid to actually perform. And he was performing in the previous matches. He had an average combat score of 232, which is second, just right after Scream.
भाई
Everyone else
232
is
कुछ नहीं है
lower
यार
than him. That was prior, of course, to this match. But in this match, it actually even kind of goes.
ये
further
स्कोर
down the
बता
line
रहा है
because
ना
Cryptics had a
कॉम्बैट
decent
स्कोर
match, while Sokas, Link, and
बहुत
Echoes, they want
साले अपने शौक से ऊपर
right?
नहीं जाता तुम
They
200
want to
बता रहे हो शर्म कर लो
I
सालो
think all of them maybe want to forget this one, but they do have a chance to prove themselves on Ascent. Whether we think they're actually going to do it or not, I feel like you said, we need to see the agent select, but I don't think we're going to see any surprises because realistically, what are you expecting from Liquid? Do they change up their team comp? Is that the answer? Because I don't think so. I feel like they can perform on Ascent. I think they should just stick to what they know.
They should definitely stick to what they know. I think the most important aspect right now is just mentality. we know Scream is a veteran. He played in so many tournaments. I'm for sure certain that he is capable of just wiping the score clean and just coming into this match with a really good
क्या
mindset.
चल
I'm a little
रहा
bit worried about the other 4
टूर्नामेंट?
players. They are not
ये
as
क्या है
as
भाई?
good, and they're
नहीं,
gonna lose their confidence.
मतलब मीम भी ऐसे बनाते.
Well, speaking of the other 4 players, we are heading into Agent Select. This is where it's going to be very, very, very
हाँ
important for the next map. And Mitch, take us through what you've seen so far.
January
Scream.
9
Oh, I saw Sky, and I was like,
मीटिंग टाइम નથી
We're
દેતા.
excited for
કંપની
just a second.
રજીસ્ટર
It
થઈ
looks
ગઈ
like it's just
ઇન્ડિયામાં.
debate, though. Minus Cypher plus
हेलो
Killjoy
वसंत
over on
पंचाल,
this
क्या
side.
हाल है?
Minus Rain
खेल
plus
नहीं रहे
Sova as
कुछ
well
नहीं,
for
आज खेल नहीं
Niso.
रहे, आज हम
Exactly
तुमको
what
दिखा रहे
we
गेम.
no surprises there. And for
भाई
Team
देखो क्या
Liquid,
गेम
this
खेलते हैं लौंडे वैलोरेंट में, और हमें देखो हम हकते रहते हैं पूरे दिन. जो बोलते हैं ना वी आर प्रो, ये होती है प्रोनेस भाई. 1 टैप किल.
that is not something I expected to change all too much.
टीम
Seeing
लिक्विड
though, the
वर्सेस टीम
only thing I would have said
हैप्टिक.
that could have been different would have been the continuation of the Reyna on Niso. But the problem there is then you don't have a Sova on Ascent, which you definitely want. Who else can take one up? You could probably sacrifice the likes of your Sage, perhaps. But evidently comfort levels there for individual players probably what's barring that from happening. So I'm fine with the composition they've gone for. I think we won't see Niso having as much of a lights out game as we did already. But that's not too big of an issue because there was certainly a lot there to pick up the slack elsewhere.
I mean, Niso had a fantastic game on Reyna, but in general he delivers results on any character he has. So cannot wait to see him see his Sova on Ascend, and I feel like it's instrumental to win us Ascend. The Recon Arrow and Sova Drone gives so much more information on this map than you compare it to an example Bind or Haven when there are free sites. Ascend is so open, you know.
भाई कतई सेक्सी लग रहा है इनका तो.
Clear with just one arrow, and that's insanely valuable,
Karan.
especially since you lack Jet
Oh,
in your
Karan.
own team, because you don't
कहाँ
have
चला गया है?
a way of breaching a side
हाँ
instantly.
तेरे को ऐसी गर्लफ्रेंड चाहिए बैठी हुई है.
Well, Team
कौन?
Liquid
ये बैठी हुई है ना ये.
absolutely win this next map if
अरे
they
वो
want
तो
to
किल जो
stay
है
in.
पटा लूं तेरे लिए,
Let's
चाहिए
head
तेरे को.
over to the class of death now and see if they have what it takes to bounce.
कुछ भी.
तेरी जोड़ी जमेगी मस्त.
Bloody hope they've got more than map 1. I'm not gonna sugarcoat the pill. I don't think we need to. We've said the heretics, yeah.
Common
they
देख
did
रहा
well.
है?
They turned up and did what I
कार्टून
expected.
देख रहा है कार्टून?
Liquid
हाँ देख रहा हूँ भाई.
क्या
Liquid
मस्त
have
लग रहा है.
underperformed.
एक सेकंड रुक.
Heretics have taken advantage of that.
I mean, the terrifying prospect is obviously we're coming away from Liquid's, I don't want to say comfort pick. Again, Ascent isn't kind of an obscure pick to make. Obviously, Liquid have got their reps on this map. But I am worried in regards to the fact that Heretics have started so strong. And they looked so good on Split. Now, I mean, Liquid have to reverse sweep this.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I didn't want to have as a narrative was a Liquid maybe planning too far ahead. Were they considering the next game? Are they considering the bigger opponents? Were they, you know, tricks up the sleeve, and now suddenly
exactly.
they've kind of fumbled a little early on, and now they could actually maybe leave the tournament first round?
I think it's important to make that decision early enough on in a map to say, look, guys, you know, we didn't want to show our strats or anything to the other teams. Obviously, standing by watching this, expected to play us on further down the bracket. But, I mean, if you're up against being knocked out in round 1, pull them out. Come on, please.
I just can't believe that I just had to watch a game after saying that Scream's this, like, ultimate veteran, not check a corner. It burns a little sting there. It is what it is. We move on, and hopefully for Liquid they can mentally reset. Put Sliggy in there right now, and you give them the talk. You get their heads in the right place, because on paper, Liquid should have had a much better game fundamentally than what we just saw. Now, again, Heretics are a fantastic roster. They truly are. They've shown exactly why they're here, why they're dangerous, why the desk even said technically you could favor these guys. But there should have been more back. And we're now coming into Ascent. This is going to be Heretics' choice. This is where things get even scarier.
It is indeed. I mean, started off on attack. Looks like we've got 3 over towards B main and 2 stack at top mid. So now all over here. But, I mean, this again, winning map 1 for Heretics here. Massive confidence boost. I want to see them carry that momentum into map 2 here.
Hello.
So far, I'm just gonna see how Liquid approaches.
wanted
Do they
की
get
तरह
a little aggy?
AFK
They
आ
do.
रहा
So
है
aggression gonna be kind of toyed with over towards A, at least pushing a little aggressively. But when
अरे
you have
तुम क्या देख रहे हो मैं स्ट्रीम
deep
देख रहा तुम
players
लोग वो देख
holding,
रहे हो
like we
फर्स्ट
see
ट्राई
with
देख रहे
Soba on the other side,
मस्त है बे
they're
क्या
waiting
मार
for
रहे
this. This
कुत्ते
is
की
a set
तरह
play. This is a
अबे
set
भाई
intention, and they're
लिक्विड
being very
स्क्रीम
patient,
ओपी है
and they're
भाई
slowly building mid to
नहीं
lane.
लिक्विड
You've
तो
got
हारा
Vocal
भाई
leading the way, and you've got kind of a
नहीं
two-man
वो
squad
मतलब
with him.
वैसे बोल रहा
Picking
हूँ
up
मैं उसकी
Killjoy and
स्ट्रीम
Soba,
अलग
very
वैसे अलग से
backlines,
देखता था उसका
making sure no one
हाईलाइट्स
pushes too far out. And I think this is
अच्छा
a great
खेलता है
little
वो
approach to
बट
start with.
हारा
एक
है
और
भाई
Good clear
वही
towards
वही
middle. It's
देखा
going to
मैंने
give
वो
away some of the game, but
कोऑर्डिनेशन
if someone
टीम का
pushes out,
गलत
they
था
will
बहुत
catch
गलत
this
था
पहला
very
मैं
breach.
पुन्नो ने सिलेक्ट किया
ओ भाई मैच हो चुका है शुरू नाइस
मैं भी वही देख रहा था अभी थोड़ी देर बैठ के क्या चल रहा था
और क्या चल रहा है हेडिस
बस कुछ नहीं यार अबे मेरा नेट जा रहा था अभी आया थोड़ी देर पहले देखा तेरी स्ट्रीम पे तू फर्स्ट ट्राई देख रहे हो
हाँ बस खेलने का मन नहीं कर रहा तो यही देख रहा हूँ
अबे फिर से इन्होंने टट्टी सा बंडल दे दिया
तूने देखा ए वैलोरेंट का बैटल पास गिव अवे विनर कौन है पता है
कौन है मैं तो पार्टिसिपेट भी नहीं किया था
करण
मेरा नंबर नहीं आने का
करण हाँ
पर उसके पास तो है ना अच्छा नहीं है उसके पास
नहीं है
मेरे को ही दे देता बे
भाई रजिस्टर करता भाई 4 दिन तक मैं रजिस्ट्रेशन ओपन था भाई किसी ने किया ही नहीं
तो एक ही तक अकेला ही है
क्या
कितने लोगों ने रजिस्ट्रेशन करी थी
40 लोगों ने लेकिन जो एक्टिव थे वो जिनको थे उसमें से एक को मिला वो चैट में था नहीं तो सेकंड विनर करण बना भाई कोई ब्लेम ना करे बिल्कुल लाइव स्ट्रीम पे विनर पिक हुआ है लाइव स्ट्रीम पे नाम आए
तो मतलब तूने डायरेक्ट पेटीएम दिया उसको
कुछ दिया नहीं है इसका अकाउंट लेके इसी में खरीद के दूंगा डायरेक्ट
अच्छा इसका अच्छा नहीं अगर कोई और होता तो क्या करता पेटीएम ही देता ना
तो वो तो मैं डायरेक्ट दे देता ना उसको उसका जुगाड़ भी कर देता मैं दूसरी वेबसाइट से दे देता ना उसको तो
all his fans and friends, but nothing too much. But you can see the intention behind it. That is going to be a filthy shotgun angle if they breach around the corner. It looks like timing's not on the side though.
Yeah, let's see. The Aljo going to give this information away.
Nice.
Echo's got to be careful, but deals with it handily. So maybe going to try and get some damage in with the shotgun. The first one's actually good.
फिर से उनकी फाइट हो रही है क्या अरे कितने राउंड होते हैं इनके ऐसे
थर्ड मैप है ना 3 राउंड होंगे ना
I mean, suddenly
हर मैप में एक
नहीं टोटल 3 राउंड होंगे हर मैप में 1 राउंड होगा
अच्छा तो आइस बॉक्स नहीं है इस बार है इसमें
ये पता नहीं होगा अभी मेरे को भी नहीं पता एग्जैक्टली
तो इनके कितने हो चुके हैं अभी तक
भाई दो दूसरा राउंड है
भाई स्क्रीम खेल रहा है भाई ओहो
Gonna just stamp authority on this round now. Bear in mind this was against
लिक्विड स्क्रीम खेल रहा है लिक्विड हारी थी ना पिछले राउंड्स पूरा मैच
भाई स्क्रीम ओपी है मैं उसको अलग से देखता हूँ ना भाई वो बंदा मेरे को तगड़ा लगता है बिल्कुल मैंने कहा ये इतना फेमस भी नहीं है खेलता तो गजब है टीम मतलब टीम भी बुरी नहीं है बट कोऑर्डिनेशन ढीला पड़ गया था सामने वालों के
कोऑर्डिनेशन होना चाहिए देख यहाँ पे सारे के सारे एक साथ रश मार रहे हैं देख रहा है
अरे तो लास्ट में वही तो था वो देखा ना वो क्रॉस में बैठे थे कितना गदर मारा भाई एक दूसरे के सामने अबे स्क्रीन ने देखा ही नहीं वो बंदा डिटेन था
भाई वो वही जेट ले आया था लास्ट राउंड में भाई क्या डैश मारा भाई रेडा डिटेन थी सब देख रहे थे मैं ये क्या
हाँ वही देख रहा मैं भी हो जाता है कभी कभी भाई अरे भाई बंदा टूर्नामेंट खेल रहा है प्रेशर अलग है लिक्विड टीम में तो इतना तो वो भी हल्का फुल्का बनता ही है
because they're going to intentionally believe that there's going to be someone there. Now this looks like a
ये राउंड जीत
curious
जाएंगे लग रहा है
positioning coming
नहीं
out from Liquid.
लग रहा है
They
लेकिन
know
नहीं
what
जीतेंगे
OP.
नहीं अभी जिस हिसाब से खेल रहे हैं लोग
लिक्विड टीम जीतनी चाहिए लेट्स सी का चल रहा है जिस तरीके से लेकिन डिफेंस भी बाकी है ना सामने टीम का किल जो है उनमें
वो तो पॉइंट निकाल ही नहीं है ना अभी तक जीरो ही है उनके
वही तो
लेबी पे कोई था ही नहीं लॉल
A retake situation here for Liquid. Door comes down. Echo's going to pop at him easily. Low will actually swings onto that, but there you go. Cryptix is there to back him up.
Really good trading then coming from Liquid. As soon as there was a bit of a threat, they piled in. Something we didn't see on map 1, so that's a much better look for any Liquid fan to hold on to hope. But Soulcast's gonna try and reveal some information, get the plays going. Scream's gonna work in off this. That's the man you want leading the way on this retake.
रेना क्यों नहीं खेल रहा ये? तो रेना खेलता था ना?
Absolute wave of players coming in, blinded up, sprays in. Can't do it. Scream is having a absolute belter of a round, and this is the investment they made, and that's a defuse you can't stop.
No, it isn't. And I mean, that there is a fantastic example of how to maintain control, even if you give up the site. Just
lol कट गया सुबह का वो उम्मीद कर रहा था कि कोई आएगा
भाई अकेला रह गया
कैम करके वहीं बैठा था और इसी के सामने डिफ्यूज भी हो गया अरे वो सेव कर रहा पक्का पैसे नहीं ना 0 है अभी उनके देख सब वो कर रहे हैं पिस्टल है ये वो है
I guess
sheriff खेल रहा है
that corner clearance is stuck in his head.
I'd be mad. I'd be embarrassed. I mean,
hey,
that
tilt motivates some people. There you go.
It can. We're going to see what comes back through here from Heretics. They've yet to really make a statement on this. That previous round was okay. I wasn't in love with it. I didn't hate it. They kind of got the site for free, and then they fumbled on the retake, which was the main kind of part of it.
Haptic की तो लग रही है गंदी वाली.
Not seen him push up towards middle, or at least this far up short.
B पे सोवा बैठा हुआ है, nice. मैंने आधे से देखा है, मेरे को exactly तो पता नहीं.
He's definitely seen one. Isolates one. Is there another? They're daring to go. Almost hits a 180. Spins.
भाई क्या मारा है स्क्रीम ने में?
Suddenly you can see Heretics shuffling around looking
उसका अलग से एक्सट्री है वो लिखे स्क्रीम करके ना वो YouTube चैनल है ऐसी 4 लाख सब्सक्राइबर भाई उसके अलग से हाइलाइट्स हैं वो देख भाई साहब बहुत तगड़ा बंदा है वो मस्त लगता है वो CS:GO प्रो था भाई पहले लिक्विड CS:GO की टीम है वैसे वैलो में भी खेल रही है
A little bit of utility sent on the way in, but they're actually going to swarm in.
All right, Soulcast, it's on you now, buddy. All on you. There's a lot of players here. Cryptic's on the crossfire, comes in just the nick of time. Perfectly played. This man is exactly who you'd want to turn up. Right timing, right play.
Bye, Soulcast ने सही मारा है.
Just maintaining composure. No, they weren't worried at all by that. The crossfire, the
KDA सही है भाई. KDA भी सही चल रहा है, sexy चल रहा है इनका.
All the support he needs from Cryptics there. Just a fantastic hold, to be honest. This is what I was talking about. I'm fine with this.
Yep.
If Scream can just do
reaction time देखा?
वही
क्या था रेग ने वो बहुत पीछे मुड़ गया. अभी कोई आयरन का बंदा होता उसको फेल देता.
आयरन भाई क्या बताऊँ मैं ब्रोंज के बंदों को पेल देता है.
ब्रोंज के सिल्वर को पेल देता. सिल्वर कौन सा मार देता.
This is the big deal. You don't get a second shot at this. This is your best of 3 to win.
इनकी स्ट्रेफिंग मस्त है बे मतलब सीधा मूवमेंट मतलब सही है मतलब पूरा ट्रैक करके मारता है अच्छे से.
भाई रिएक्शन टाइम बहुत स्ट्रांग है. CS:GO प्लेयर्स है ना भाई ये.
They're looking way more composed this time around than some of the situations we saw with Split. A lot more decisive.
रिएक्शन टाइम बहुत ही ज्यादा स्ट्रांग है इनका.
भाई 0 हो गया. क्या कर रहे हैं लोग? लास्ट राउंड में तो धमाल मचा रहे थे.
हाँ वही तो भाई डिफेंस बाकी है ना इनका. डिफेंस में कुछ कर सकते हैं. नाइस
भाई रिलोड भी नहीं करते लोग. अच्छा किया मैं देख रहा रिलोड ना हो गया.
चलो लिक्विड
अबे इसी का शॉट डॉट वापस आया था कि नहीं.
A fumble and a half. That was a mistake from at least one of Liquid's players. I want to see if anyone else falls foul to this. That was unnecessary. Unnecessary to commit, and that almost shows that nervousness again. Now this should be a pretty clean spike plant. I don't think anyone's going to stop this, and that seems as though that's the case. It might be time for Liquid to consider.
नहीं ये वाला राउंड ले गए लोग.
Yeah, I mean Lowell sneaking his way through mid there as well, whilst everybody's tunneled onto the defensive spawn.
इनमें 2 ही बंदे रह गए.
Everybody pushes.
Scream क्या करेगा?
B side Scream actually looking like wants to get up close, but again the retake at this point. Highly improbable, we'll say that, but again, just looking to do some early damage economy-wise.
ओ भाई क्या मारा है हैप्टिक ने.
Pora checks his corners, mate.
अबे स्मोक के अंदर.
भाई स्मोक स्पैम.
स्पैम नहीं था बे.
स्पैम नहीं मतलब 2 गोली बे. 2 गोली है.
टैप दिया वो हेड में सीधा. What the fuck?
If they can fully reinvest next round, no problem. Fine. I guess if that was just
अरे भैया भागो तुम.
बेचारा गया. But it looks like they're desperate to keep control at least of this rifle, so I feel as though there's something to be said about the economy here.
पुश हो रहा है इस पे नहीं हुआ बच गया
बच गया भाई चढ़ जाते चारों के चारों
pull something out of the bag here. The fact that he's kept that on the board.
नाइस अच्छा है यार
This was an interesting scenario here. Obviously, playing Cryptic's playing this one perfectly. Avova just coming out on top in terms of the aim duel. Yeah.
Oh भाई कतई सेक्सी यार
Cryptics, hello. What do we have here? Sinatra.
भाई बहुत ही ज्यादा सेक्सी है
So again, Liquid were one of those teams that we always consider like.
ये करण क्यों चुप हो गया
Do they have the player to take that role on? हाँ
क्यों मुंह बंद कर दिया तूने अपना
चालू ही है
कहाँ चालू है
बोल रहा था मैं माइक बंद था
I mean, the interesting thing, you were talking about Eccles' presence on A main. Critics aren't even coming into A lobby to be able to even investigate that. They're happy to give it up. But again, similar situation to what we saw on Split with kind of mid control being relinquished, but at the cost of, you know, gaining B garage control. But so the owl drone in, dark cover going to come down. Link reacting off that information, but I mean, this is all a fake. Niso straight away.
Operator.
Link ने भाई operator उठाई है.
Scream already coming through defensive spawn. So all this utility and 3 members are Liquid, looking like they're going to commit to holding on.
इसकी ulti आ गई Killjoy की.
See where Scream goes. He is the pivot point in this, and wherever he leans is where they expect the hit to come in. For now, it looks like they're still potentially gambling. Now he's on the way. They know what's coming through, but Killjoy could be a huge issue now for 30 seconds. How this kind of unfolds, I'm looking to see how they commit towards this one and what they do with it. His Scream's still here. We've got the players on the site. Locations revealed. Everything is noted now.
भाई क्या ओडिन लेके बैठी थी ये वाह
भाई ओडिन पहली बार देखी मैंने ओडिन
वही तो
चलती है इसमें चलती है
एरिस तो नहीं चलाता डेफिनेटली
इसमें चलाते हैं इसमें काम की ऑर्डर स्पैम के लिए
Niso just comes out on top of that, and now he can be the
भाई
biggest
मैं स्क्रीन
he
क्या
just
कर रहा है
needs to
स्क्रीन
live, and the cross
पता नहीं
फ्लैश हो गया था
they have to funnel utility.
अच्छा ये
They
भी
cannot deal with the
फ्लैश
site
था
without removing him. Suddenly he goes down, but it is still 3 players here. This is great work from Heretics to bide time, to stay their ground, and Link
oh body मार गया
do nothing but die, and even to it.
on the ult मार दी
ult
गंदी मारी ओ भाई क्या फ्लिक मार
भाई 1 सेकंड का फ्लिक था ये यार
भाई लिंक को क्या दे दिया भाई तगड़ा था
भाई मुंह पे
तगड़ी चलाते हैं बिल्कुल
awful. Probably the worst timing ever.
फ्लिक गंदी मार दी
The important thing is
अबे इसको मिड खेलना चाहिए बे मिड टू ए मिड टू बी ऑफ खेल रहा है
सामने से भी वेंडल का हेड पे तो क्या हुआ
ये है कि सामने से भी वेंडल का हेड ही पड़ता है सालों का
ब्रीच ने देख कैसे 2 को मारा मस्त वो लो नहीं होता तो सबको खा जाता
slow start to this. Heretics happy to kind of just keep Liquid guessing early game. Again, they're playing so deep, they're not really giving away information at either entrances to the sites. Obviously, with the recon coming through B main and Eccles, I mean, previously doing what he was doing on A main, not really kind of giving Liquid anything to work with, Lauren.
No, not really.
Sage push कर रही है देख रहा है ट्री पे
वही देख रहा हूँ पुश कर रही है
Sage इनकी अच्छा खेल रही है बहुत
You can already see Jet pushing out through those B halls, so they
last round भी Sage नहीं निकाला था भाई
अच्छा खेल रहे हैं भाई ऐसा नहीं है
अरे इनकी Sage गंदा मार रही है
He's low, actually tucked all the way up just outside tree right now. He's in the cubby. I'm going to clear out Wine. The Nano Swarm and the Boombot. Bit of an over-investment to be honest.
ये push हो रहा है
both. Dark cover comes down though. Link's still in heaven. Now Lowell got to make a play if he wants to deal with it. He does find Eccles over there.
I'm still still not loving this. Eccles is getting caught in the
देख क्या
weirdest
मारा
positions,
ब्रिज को
kind of somewhere
देखा
in between holding the defensive line and taking the fight potentially, but the site is
ओ
all
भाई
theirs.
लिंक को ले गई
Say
है
goodnight, Link. That is going to be just signed, sealed, and delivered. And you're going to see now this
अल्ट
retake
अबे
looking
क्या
so
कहाँ से आया
unlikely. So
अल्ट
much
इसका
utility still with Heretics to bide their
पता
time
नहीं
and build
देख
that
नीचे से
wall.
कूद के आई
It's
थी
not
ना वो
impenetrable though, bear in mind, as
सैचल मार
Cryptic's
के
already
कूदी
going
थी
to find
और
one
स्मोक के
and
अंदर दे
maybe
दिया
open
अल्ट
up an
उसने और लिंक
opportunity.
मर गया
These kills would have to happen quick.
Yeah, I mean,
अबे
times the
मस्त
fact that
टॉपिंग कर रहा था
again,
तो
similar situation.
देखनी थी
The
इसकी
longer
टॉपिंग
that Niso survives in
दोनों
A
अंडर
main,
है
the
माना
harder it becomes for Liquid to
अबे
break
क्रॉस में
this
खेलते हैं
hold.
भाई
Look at this around the world as well.
हेरेटिक्स
They're
वाले
already chasing these guns down.
क्या सेव कर रहे हैं क्या ये
Actually get any of these guns away as well
हाँ
from
तो
Liquid.
खाम खा क्यों
Cryptic
राउंड
Scream
जाने दे
Zolgas could really do with keeping control of this.
उनको
But
बताइए
looking
मरना
at
है
where
वो
they're
लोग
going, they could
पूरा
potentially chase down some of these
करके
players
बैठे हैं
and
होल्ड
टाइम नहीं
hold
बचा
and
टाइम
get
नहीं
them
बचा
out of
भाई
play. But you can see Liquid very, very hesitant to leave the safety of this cubby.
होल्ड भी ऐसा था ना भाई
Impressive
कचरे
round
जैसा
from Heretics. Oh, actually going to cross over and Nokia forcing
मतलब भाई
missing
फाइट
those
ले
shots,
मतलब
but
लेते लेते मरेंगे ये
again,
साले।
I'm liking what I see. When
अभी तक
Heretics
बचा है
have the
तो आखिरी भी
opportunity to
बचा
kind
लो
of
यार
set up for those post-plant positions, it just looks so
भाई
strong. And I mean, even
उन्होंने
then, Liquid
कमबैक
have
कर
read
लिया
that situation perfectly. Like, guys,
अभी एक नहीं जीते चार के
we've
बाद
got
से
15 seconds. We've already kind of missed the mark. Backing away from that, but the problem being,
करेंगे
I
कुछ
mean, Link dying there to the
सेज का
side,
रिएक्शन टाइम बहुत ज्यादा सेक्सी है
that's
भाई
kind of
मेरे को ये
sealed the
अच्छा
victory
लग रहा है
because that's their pivot from heaven. But
पूरा एम
अब
Heretic का
अब रीटेक करेंगे किलजॉय की अल्ट से
they have such a tight hold on these sites in post-blast scenarios.
Yeah, they do a fantastic job.
अगर
And I feel
मरते
like now
वरते
they've been
भी
able to
हैं
determine that pace more. I think
Yes.
they've calmed the game down a little bit because Liquid came out incredibly strong. It was like, hey, we're back in the game. And it also helped that Scream had a
Light
pretty good
vest.
start. Now, he's not been able to do that for a couple of rounds. He has been kind of tamed down here, and this is what happens when you start
लाइट आर्मर
defaulting a
बाय
little
किया
more, taking your time across the map a
ये
little more.
आर्मर ही
It's
नहीं बाय
harder
किया
to make
इन्होंने
those individual plays. It
जेट
doesn't
ने
bode so
और
well.
ब्रीच
And
ने
it looks like a heavy side lean towards B, and it's a correct
आधा
I don't
25
know
वाला
if
आर्मर
we'll see
के लिए है
that
ना
4-5 retake.
Yeah, again,
Oh.
just the killjoy utility. Turret over in
खाया
Pizza,
गोली
just
जेट ने
outside B main here. Dark cover going to come out from a over-expected market, and defensive spawn to be covered off. Break those lines of sight, and actually Lowell with a hello, Hunter's Fury coming all the way through.
ओ भाई वाह अल्टी में
भाई
मार
भाई
दिया
Initially, but Heretics
भाई
now they're through B main. Solcast looks like he might be trying to line something up for the plant there.
ये देख
Waiting for the audio cue to send out these
सोवा
shot
डार्ट
darts.
सबटा
तो सोवा का ये डाट देख शॉक्ड आउट
Planting in the
साइड
back
पे
side.
मार रहा है कॉर्नर से
Didn't make much of an effect to me, if I'm honest. And really, a sight take for one player loss? I'll take that.
ओह
This seems good so
Shit.
far, but let's get in
Whoa.
डार्ट दिया था इसने
भाई वही देख रहा हूँ मैं डबल डॉट
Go signal is for them to get
ओए
into this.
शिट
Maybe
भाई
the players going all the way
ये
around
पूरा
trying to
डेड
come
थे
through
भी
those
बंदे
B walls at the backside.
अगर
But Scream
एक बंदा
gifted
वहां पे
one.
होता पूरा खाता
Aura
एक को
may be opening up opportunity now. This is a problem, and it's starting to crumble. And Liquid gripping onto this as they suddenly work their way forward. They still
ले लो
need to
ले
get
लो ले
towards the
लो
side
राउंड ले
though.
लो
Two players to try and hold
ये
this
आ
down, but
जाएगा
they're tucked to the
अल्ट
back.
करेगा
There's still
किल
utility being poured through, and they're dead, gone, and buried. Say goodnight.
Yeah, I mean, really, really good stuff from.
Boy.
You know, on the flip side of what I was talking about in the previous
Flawless
round,
हो गया
give Liquid the time to set up for that retake.
भाई
नाइस
ब्रीच ने उससे मारा पता है तेरे को
And again, removing that
हाँ
factor is
देखा
so huge in maintaining control. In
बट निकल ही नहीं पाया
on
बेचारा
B
फंस गया
site.
अंदर
Just really, really good stuff.
हम
I love
निकलेंगे
this
तो भी
ultimate from,
पड़ेंगी ना
Solcast,
पांच
but
और
again,
लाइव
it's
थे
fantastic angle to line this up. And even just finding one, maybe doing a little
Gives
bit
info.
of damage, extra bonus, but
ये देख
again, you're not risking anything to
उसने दिया था भाई बाकी भी डैमेज दिया था
I'll give that the credit of at least
ब्रीच
being
में
a
अच्छा
prime
खेल
gaming
अच्छा
flawless
किल
round. I'll give
स्क्रीम
that
के
one
10 हो
over.
गए
I'll let you have
5
that
इसके
one
हो
for
गए
the
लिक्विड
retake. You don't often
सोच
get those so cleanly. I'll let
भाई
you have that.
हेरेटिक ने
Now
ली
that
है
we've seen the
ऑप
purchase
इस
kind of
बारी
kick in, it looks like Heretics are bringing out the op as well, so that could be a bit of a game changer. I want to see where that gets utilized.
मिड में ही
On
होगा
the
डेफिनेटली वो
attack is a
नहीं मिड में
little
नहीं है हाँ मिड
tricky
में
in
ही
my
है
mind. I
हाँ,
still feel it
किलजॉय
can
ने
be.
पुश
I've been
किया
proven wrong several times by like Wardell just running around like a madman, but I want to see how it looks here in Heretics' hands.
again, I mean, you asked the question as well, putting on the raise.
Yep.
Whether or not there is an agent pool issue there. Actually,
Hello?
Scream going to go full aggressive on the back of that flash. A 1-for-1 trade in mid, though. Liquid look like they want to commit to
घुस
it.
के मारा
Eccles just got
मरा
left
दो
with
मरा
his pants
साला
down in the middle. He was just exposed to the world. It is the worst place to be. Feels a little uncomfortable.
साला
And
तीन
suddenly
बंदे के
everyone's
बीच में घुस
pressing the
गया
भाई वॉल के
Heretics
ऊपर चढ़
can
के
see
मार
just
दिया
a little
नाइस
bit of blood in the water, and they are chasing it down. Liquid just made a mistake. That was trying to be a little bit cheeky and mid, a
किल
little
निकालने
aggressive,
के लिए
but
कुछ
maybe
भी
not communicated well enough, or maybe choreographed. But Cryptic's trying to hold the cross. Nice utility usage.
भाई
to
will
just give
not
safe
kill
passage.
my ally
लेकिन भाई क्या कोऑर्डिनेशन है भाई ये होता है कोऑर्डिनेशन
dark cover and
ओवन का
you know,
कवर
big
सीधा
step for
आता
Heretics
है,
away.
किल
But
जॉय
again,
का
now,
वो आता
given the
है.
opportunity, given the freedom, look how Heretics
30
spread
seconds
before the
left.
post plant.
30 seconds left. Spike planted.
प्लांटिंग
Here are the final two.
डन. और ये गया सीटी में एरो.
Is there a way we could see the money
कौन
left as well? Just while
कर
checking
रहा है
Liquid. Some of these
रिवील?
rounds have been kind of up.
भाई सेक्सी, कतई सेक्सी यार.
Because they're just being very cautious to take guns away at this point.
I mean, I got to feel it's close to the wire.
भाई ये
I'm
लोग
sure
कर
we'll have
सकते
an
रीटेक
opportunity to
पता है
take a look at it in
दोनों.
between rounds, but
हाँ
I mean,
कर
this
अगर
सकते हैं.
फंसा है
could
तो.
be the third round in a row, right? Going over to Heretics and a reasonable
बीमैन के
investment, you
कॉर्नर
gotta
से
say, thus
अल्टी
far
मारेगी ना
for
किल जो
Liquid. So
एंट्री
holding
अंदर.
on to these two phantoms for sure. Lowell
बी मेन से ना
really drifting over towards A main.
देखना है, कर तो सकते हैं, लेकिन लेट्स
लॉबी
सी.
में घूम
What a
रही है.
clean take onto B side. I'm going to be honest. It seems Heretics are favouring direction, especially on the buy rounds when they've got a couple of ultimates to complement that. But this mid push was kind of crazy because it
Boy,
fell
trade
apart very
निकाल
quickly.
एनडी गेमिंग ओपी बोलते हैं. यस ब्रो, कतई सेक्सी टूर्नामेंट चल रहा है यार.
So bad. It's like, you know, when you're in school and you call the teacher mum, it just felt weird.
इनको थोड़े मैच है क्या
Poor
लिक्विड
guys
का
just had like,
और
I
हेरेटिक
was here for you,
हेरेटिक्स
Scream,
का?
but you've really
एक
just
हारा ना.
thrown me through a loop.
अभी
अच्छा,
हेरेटिक
दूसरा है
जीता ना एक.
I have a
हाँ.
lot of trauma to go through.
एक लिक्विड हारा, स्प्लिट हारा. अभी
Of
एंसेंट
course,
चालू है.
all of my choices in
Blind like that,
2020.
जरा तीसरा.
5-4 though, Liquid do still have the lead, but
फिर
it's
पता नहीं
waning,
कौन सा
and
मैप
the
होगा.
response from Heretics
कोई
has been
सिलेक्ट
good. I
करेगा.
think we have seen a
हेरेटिक एक जीत चुका है, ये दूसरा मैप है.
ये सिलेक्टेड इनका है हेरेटिक का.
इनका ही है जो जीतते हैं वो सेलेक्ट करते हैं क्या मैप?
नहीं, 1-1 है.
बारी से सिलेक्शन.
A little bit more passive this time though.
Yeah, a little bit more. Again, it was an overcommitment.
अच्छा,
It is
तो
पहले
still
उन्होंने
very
किया,
good
अभी
teammate,
इन्होंने
but,
किया.
I mean, Liquid got to be careful here. Heretics
जिन्होंने
creeping
सेलेक्ट किया
भाई
वो
क्रॉस
towards
प्ले,
the
क्या
boards.
सेक्सी क्रॉस प्ले है यार.
Yeah, the spike actually tucked over. Too strong over in A main as well. So this could
भाई
be a
निकल के
tight
ट्रेड
split if
लेते
they
हैं,
decide
ऐसा
to
तो
go
नहीं
for it.
कोई नहीं
Or
बैठा था एक
invest
जगह
in a little
कैंप
bit of
करके.
utility, maybe just to kind of bait a rotation out of Liquid.
अरे
Maybe
वो
keep them
सीन
second
नहीं
guessing
है.
this.
सीन
Yeah,
ये
they
है कि
definitely could. We're gonna see what they go for already.
एक दूसरे को कवर
Bolt's gonna
देते हैं.
found- yeah, and
पूरा
वो
भाई.
एंगल पे बैठे
guys
देख.
having a nightmare of a couple
ये
of
मार
rounds.
के वापस
Trying
आ
to
गई
maybe
देख.
deal with
ऊपर
these kind
चढ़
of
के.
lurkers. We saw what I think it was a Vova was able to do when he had that mid controller.
मतलब
बड़ी आरामी से
rounds
जे
ago,
भाई.
and it was pretty devastating. However, another pick comes back in, and this time it is the aforementioned Avova going down. It's going to be Link at least controlling that. But it
मतलब
doesn't
ये
touch
मार
the
मार के
advantage.
पिछवाड़े आ जाते
So
हैं.
at least the time
देख
will now be
नहीं.
favorable towards Heretics. They can maybe set up the post plant, but this is still a tricky one to hold.
प्लांट हो गया है पे.
Lurk here. Scream actually going to spot
और
it out. He
तेज
does
अभी
come
भी
out
वहाँ
top of
पे
that. That's
आउटसाइड
huge.
मार्केट बैठी है.
Lockdowns invested on both sides here. One coming through from Tree, one actually just outside Gen here. So Liquid got to be quick
हो
actually
गया.
if they want to deal with this.
अल्ट
And,
कर
and
दिया.
I'm not seeing any quickness to this.
भाई दो player.
This is horrible to watch. I don't like it. Do you want to cast this one?
No, I don't. I'm glad Heretics aren't pushing in there.
नहीं करेंगे,
again, it buys
push
them
नहीं
time. The
करेंगे.
fact that two players
Run
got locked
फाड़
down,
देगा कोई.
recon bolt comes through, paranoia to follow up, but Niso actually finds someone
राइट
else on the
लेफ्ट
way
ले
in.
लिया पर.
Yeah, the trade comes in, but it's too little too late in my mind at least. But nice work from Link to do the damage. But look at the time. The time is gone and it is too late in the day. And once again, Liquid being caught out in a couple of scenarios that I didn't expect them to be.
No. I mean,
Nice.
I love that though. The best response to a killjoy
भाई
lockdown
लिक्विड
is to
ऐसा
throw
लग
your
रहा
own
है
down.
ही सही में.
As soon as Cryptics invested that in
Run
Tree,
फाड़
I mean
दिए.
it was instantaneous
कसम से
for
भाई.
Pora to respond.
लेकिन नहीं भाई, लेकिन ये पता क्या है, लिक्विड ना
Heretics
अभी
was much
थोड़ा
better
बहुत वो हो रहा है
protected
उनका.
where it was. So just straight away there, the time's running
भाई
down.
सोच
The fact that the two of them
इसके
get locked down, I
रेस के
like the
एक
fact
के
that
लेवल
Heretics don't try and close it.
जैसे तेज के साथ है.
Don't kill Hunger. His time
और
is
हमारे
never
भाई
there.
Yeah, they
ये
played the
लोग
clock
ये
perfectly.
लोग
It was
कितनी
the
भी
additional
टेक्निक के
ally
साथ
that gets
खेले
added
हैं
to the
जो.
side.
हमारे में
5-5
पांच
scoreline, we are
बंदे
getting
अगर
towards the
साथ
kind
में
of
कुछ
pointy end at least of the
सब
half.
कुछ
And
एबिलिटी
Solk's
डाल के.
getting curious. This is the first time we've seen this, and Heretics know exactly what's coming their way. But
पता
this
नहीं क्यों
mid-crunch
बट
is
हमारे
working
में ये सीन होता है कि साला
well for
ड्यूलिस्ट
now,
लिया है
but
तो तेरे को
it's
किल
just
निकालने ही
Scream.
पड़ेंगे.
अबे
और
नहीं,
मतलब ऐसे सोचने की बात
जरूरी
तो काम
थोड़ी
नहीं
है.
है.
सेज भी तो मार रही है
Solk
इनकी.
has finally got in the action, but it felt
इधर तो इनका
mismanaged.
सब कुछ
It
चलता है
felt a
ना.
little
इधर ड्यूलिस्ट
mistimed.
अगर हक भी मतलब
But
नहीं
let's
भी
see if it's
निकाल पा रहा
misplaced.
किल तो
The
बोल से
spike is
थोड़ी ना.
अरे
ready back
भाई
up.
इनके
We have
लिए
to see how
एम है
Heretics can kind
जरूरी.
of
सब भाई इनके
deal
लिए
with
यही
this
जरूरी है.
एबिलिटी
round
नहीं
coming out.
जरूरी
I
है.
love aggression, but it is just
वही
here,
तो.
there,
और
and
हमारे
everywhere.
यहाँ सीन
Bits and
अलग होता है.
pieces and an
हमारे
isolated fight
एबिलिटी
नहीं,
from
नहीं.
Heretics is a
एबिलिटी
problem.
चाहिए.
हमारे यहाँ पता क्या है, सेज अगर
नहीं.
हील नहीं देती ना तो भाई वही शुरू हो जाते हैं. हील नहीं दे रही, ये नहीं कर रही, वो नहीं कर रही, वो ये
रिपोर्ट
वो.
करो रिपोर्ट
Yeah,
करो.
I mean, I like that.
अरे
The
बहुत
fact
सीन
that
है
they were
भाई.
synergized and Scream is able to get to mid link that quickly to kind of
बच्चों की तरह लड़ते हैं छोटी-छोटी चीजों
वही
पे।
ना।
I like that aggression.
नहीं वैसे
Maybe if,
रियलिटी जो
I mean,
अगर
it didn't
अगर
necessarily pay
तुम्हारी
off for them,
टीम है
but
तो
it's looking like they're going to win the round anyway.
We'll see. 40 seconds. Spike to hand.
नहीं इनके ये
And a
चिल रहते
1v2.
हैं,
It
मैंने
is
देखा है
certainly
ज़्यादातर बड़े-बड़े लॉबीज में
of over.
वो चिल रह के खेलते हैं, हार गए और क्या,
Positionally,
ठीक है।
he's got it back to
अबे
right.
गेम है,
Now,
गेम
I
की
do
तरह
like
लेना
the fact
चाहिए
that
यार।
they've
समझते हैं ना, अब
they're
ज्यादा
trying to play
बोलेंगे
a
तो
safe
फिर
round
वही है,
after
या तो
playing
थ्रो
a very
करेगा बंदा या
dangerous
तो
round.
पैनिक
That's
होएगा
not a bad
फालतू
plan.
में,
Now that gives
तो
away the
जैसा
game
खेल रहा
here. Now
खेलने
it's
दो।
all noted. Oh, this has gone
अब
poorly for
समझाएंगे
Valorant.
थोड़ी ना, सिखाएंगे थोड़ी ना, वो ऑलरेडी
भाई इसकी हेल्थ देख,
Pace
वो ओमन की
to start
हेल्थ।
with, but now he's down even lower. Look at the HP. It
गांड
is
मार लिया
dire.
ओमन
But a 1v2
किल जॉय ने गार्ड मार
just
ली।
needs to land those shots, but he doesn't have all the information. All the pieces are not in the right place.
भाई
So
19 HP है बस
कहाँ
ये।
जाना वो भी भाई, ये अगर इसमें क्लच
Quiet and cautious towards the side. No one was
नहीं होगा,
facing,
नहीं
but
होगा
well
क्लच, 19
handled.
एचपी है।
Both staying together, trying to minimize any potential of easy free picks.
You make a
हाफ
good point.
एचपी
They
कर
stack
दिया
up, they
किल
move
जो
away.
को।
The utilities there to bail them out. Or I mean, at least on half of the map, they can prioritize.
अगर
the
उसकी
defense,
फुल एचपी
prioritize
होती है ना तो
the
मार
they
देता
know
दोनों
that
को।
they're going to have that information fed over to them, and actually, the nano swarm's just actually
7-5
farming
करेंगे
damage
अभी,
there, to be honest.
7-5
It's
होगा।
unfortunate for Avova, but like I said, I want to make the point. I like that synergy, that play
लास्ट
there
टाइम
to pinch
उन
into
लोगों के
mid
साथ
link.
7-5 हुआ था,
Initially found a little bit
फिर
of value, but it
5-7
looked
में
a bit
खत्म,
shaky. I'm not gonna lie.
11 13 13-7 में खत्म।
13-7 में ना?
The execution was a bit sketchy for me, but I like what they're
भाई
trying.
कसम
I
से
think the
इनकी रेस
intention
की
is
तो हालत
correct
खराब
there.
हो रही
So
है
not the worst in the world, but I'm looking at what
एक किल
purchases
भाई
they come out
कसम
with
से
this
देखा
time
नहीं
for
जा
Liquid.
रहा।
This is a very close
शिट
half
यार कैसा
though.
फील कर रहा होगा वो
Yeah,
बंदा
I
भी,
gotta say it.
पहले मैं अकेला
Like I said,
ड्यूलिस्ट
distinct
टीम में।
सपोर्टिंग खेल रहा है ना वो।
1-7
हाँ।
right now.
लेकिन
That's
ये
obviously
देख,
a game we've talked about.
Yeah.
Duelist,
इनकी
big
सेज
one,
के
you
8
know,
किल है,
Morgan
सबसे
Morgan,
ज्यादा
but
हाईएस्ट 8 किल
we
है
haven't
सेज
really
के।
seen him on the map so far.
ड्यूलिस्ट लोएस्ट
You
फ्रैगर,
know, elsewhere
कोई
on
बात
Heritage,
नहीं।
he's not necessarily having the greatest game, but obviously
लेकिन
he's got he's got
हेरेटिक
goals to
के
carry out.
सेज के सिर्फ
I
8
mean,
किल
this
पे
time
बैठी है
around,
वो।
a much better rounded game
अरे
from Liquid, I
बराबरी का
will say.
इनका ज्यादा
Scream
नहीं
still
है।
popping off a little. I mean, we
नहीं
started
ये
ठीक है यार,
ग्लोबल
6,000
टूर्नामेंट है,
13 is
हाँ,
वर्ल्ड वाइड।
वर्ल्ड वाइड है।
obviously do have a little bit of
इसमें
a,
जाने
I guess,
वाले
a tactical
वीएलटी वाले
timeout
भी
right now. So just going to hold on and see.
लेकिन उनकी
We
पिंग
start
कितनी
second.
आएगी वर्ल्ड वाइड है तो?
Oh no, Hypok's telling us to start. Do you reckon that was it? No, I think-
highly
सबकी
doubt
सेम आएगी।
but no matter what, I do want to see how this
सर्वर
plays out.
वो लोग
टूर्नामेंट,
यहाँ
So far
प्लेन
for me,
टूर्नामेंट।
I
पिंग
actually
सेम
don't know
आएगी
where to
कि
put
वो सब
Liquid.
साथ जाके
Is this
बैठेंगे अगर वो
them
पहुंचे
doing
वहां तक तो।
exceptionally
हाँ
or is
नहीं,
this them
ऐसा
holding
नहीं,
it
यहाँ से
exactly?
खेलेंगे तो भी उनका
So
सेटअप
I'm
होगा,
still curious
सीधा
how this
लेन
now
में ही कनेक्ट
looks in
होंगे।
the bigger grand scale of things,
अच्छा।
but this will be the
वाह,
final throw
मतलब मैं एशिया सर्वर में
against
खेलता हूँ, मेरी भी 20 पिंग आएगी।
towards the
हाँ,
site, and
अगर
that's
तू
the
लेन
opening
में
pick.
खेलेगा तो
Inbound
तेरी
down,
भी
this
10
raises
की
the
पिंग
alarm
आएगी,
bell. Everyone
5-10
starts
की।
panicking, but they are at least on the site. It
पीसी
looks
में
like Scream's
20 की
committed
नहीं
in
आती,
the site
पीसी में
itself.
मिनिमम
Where is
4-5
Scream right
की
now? I
आती है,
really
3
want to see what
4-5।
he's up to. He's found Bor already. Lowell's a little bit curious. He's like, but I swear my wall was there. Cryptics
भाई
and
घुस
Scream,
गई
sick
सेज।
play in combination.
गलत
This
किया
time they
सेज ने,
committed to the fight.
बट मारा
This
भी एक
time
को।
they weren't left
दो
to the horrible retake.
भाई
अच्छा,
नाइस।
किलजॉय
Time
2 को
Soulcast
खा
just
गया।
wanted to interlit it.
Oh no. Yeah, Rolling Thunder comes through. So might actually be able to tuck into the corner, but it doesn't. Eccles
पड़
cleaned
गई।
up the easiest kill of we'll probably see in the entire series.
भाई लिक्विड का क्या?
ऑफ क्या गई लास्ट राउंड था।
Fantastic. The fact
हाँ।
that Scream commits to that
अब
side
तो
hold
पिस्टल
and
वाला।
actually manages to sync up with
भाई लेकिन
quite a
लिक्विड
nice kill.
स्क्रीम बहुत
We don't
गंदा
really
मार रहा है,
fancy
15
Cryptics
किल
nearly
पे,
fell outside
नाइस।
market
अभी
dominance.
बोला ना
देखते हैं।
7-5
The
होगा।
information given over to Scream allows them to obviously wallbang through the boathouse.
Yeah, I'm just happy to see Scream kind of committing to
But
those
they-
scenarios. It was dangerous.
फीलिंग
Because
से आ रही थी कि
sometimes it can
ब्रीच
catch
ने
you
हक
off, but we
दिया।
have seen them constantly pushing
But
through takes. So seeing him diving
अरे
in a little
लास्ट
ahead
राउंड
of
था
that,
इसलिए उसने एक बंदे
that's
के लिए
outside
तो
of the box
अट्टी
here.
डाली
I like
भाई।
that. You got to lean on your
हाँ, वो
players.
तो
And I
है।
think Scream was actually quite integral this game. Risky too, though. He was playing that fine margin between over-aggression and
अरे मैच
going
स्टार्ट
on
तो
your
करो।
own, but it did get them a couple
पॉज
of
कर दिया
rounds.
क्या इन्होंने?
No,
थोड़ी कमेंट्री करेंगे ना।
between
नहीं,
Eccles making those
6 एक राउंड
aggressive
खत्म हो
plays,
गया
but
ना,
kind of
फिर
gaining
ये
control into the
कमेंट्री करते
territory,
हैं।
and then having Scream kind of play a
पॉज कर
pivoting
देना
role,
मैच के।
pivoting between both sides.
हाँ,
I mean,
दोनों के
capturing
साइड
that
में
correctly
इतनी
in the
खराबी
round,
थी,
Eccles
क्या ही
comes in,
बताए।
finds
अच्छा
that
अच्छा।
information. I don't want to say gamble stack, but Scream actually in a position to kind of assert assert that aggression and find a kill elsewhere is huge for Liquid.
Yeah, I think
अरे तू डेस्टिनी खेल
stabilization
रहा था
is where I'm
मैं देखा
leaning
तेरी
here.
स्ट्रीम में
Liquid, it's
कौन
not
सा?
fucked off. I'm going to be very honest. This is not a
तू
commanding
Destiny?
lead by any means, but it looks
हाँ
like
खेल
it's
रहा था
been
ना
मैं भी
knocked down a bit.
मैं भी
They've
खेलता
got
था यार
control
पहले
of
बंदे
themselves
नहीं
again.
मिलते
Anyway, to
खेलने
give you a
वाले
little bit
तो
more
मैं भी
insight,
बहुत
I'm
खेल
sure to
रहा
give
था
their own thoughts,
जस्ट
is the desk. Let's have a quick check in
कौन
what
कौन
they're
खेलता है
thinking.
तेरे साथ
अभी तो निंजा खेलता था, मैं और निंजा और हंटर 3 खेलते थे। अभी मैंने पूरा डिस्को वो भी नहीं एक्सप्लोर भी नहीं किया।
ये देख वापस है सोवा और ब्रिज।
ये तो एवरेज जोनस है ना
in
हाँ
like Ascent.
Sova
It's
God.
not necessarily
Oh
for the
fuck, ये
really
क्या
very
कर रहा
low
था?
gold players, but more like gold players like Mitch over here to maybe
राइट
get
वाला
into
सोवा,
platinum or
लेफ्ट
something
वाला
like that.
ब्रिज।
ब्रिज।
So definitely gonna be
हाँ, Breach God.
very
और वो जो
interesting
लड़की थी वो
to
थी किलजॉय।
kind of share some knowledge on
और
that. So
करण,
let's
सही
go
में?
through
हाँ,
the
और
first rounds.
करण अपना है
हाँ।
वो ब्रिम।
So the cool thing here is that they are retaking
नहीं
the
बे।
site. And they don't
हाँ
really have vision on the final
तो बिल्कुल
player
ब्रिम की
way
तरह
out.
दिखता है।
But Sova is one of the few characters that has the
लॉल
utility to
देखने की बात
deliver
नहीं
a
है,
kill without
इन ये जो
peeking it.
खेलते कैरेक्टर वो
So
पूछ रहा था।
Solcast
कैप्टन
some
किल्ड।
really good
कैप्टन
geometry
किल।
skills here
वही
by
तो।
shooting it off the back wall on the bomb site and actually
अरे मैं
taking
दिखने
out.
में बात
So
कर रहा हूँ
you
भाई,
see
ये
it, he
सोवा
comes
है
here,
अभी।
हाँ
it does the shock dart there. First one misses. He actually gets stunned first, and then the shock dart actually almost
क्या
body
शॉक
hits
डाउट मार दिया
here,
चूतिया
and
जैसा।
that takes out Nuki, who's it's actually really well played. It's almost like
वो
they
सही
knew
मारा।
exactly where Nuki was playing because the breach stun kind of came in, and wait, the breach stun was from
just outside the side, right?
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
over towards
that's
the attacker
just
spawn.
really beautiful.
It speaks to the coordination a lot of these teams have, right? Just to set the record straight, Diamond or just dropped in the pot the other night. Solo queuing, you know, what can you do? But yeah, for these kind of setups,
भाई
like
क्या
you're never
शॉक
gonna get
डाउट
this
मारा
in a
उसने
match
भाई,
where
अंदर
नहीं
जाके
वो नहीं,
पूरा दरवाजे पे लगा।
वो जो लगा था ना बी साइड पे भाई, जो शॉक डार्ट लगा था दोनों एक साथ, बहुत ही ओपी भाई।
अरे वो नहीं बे, वो तो मैंने तो तेरे को पहले ही वो
भाई मैंने कितनी प्रैक्टिस की, मेरे से नहीं लग रहे।
अबे चल अपनी बात मत कर।
तेरी बात मत कर भाई, मुझसे कंपेयर मत कर भाई।
यार आई कैन डू इट भाई, बट मैं करूंगा, ट्राई करूंगा पूरे। मेरे को डबल शॉक डार्ट चाहिए ही चाहिए।
वो हो जाएगी बट रियल गेम में मुझे
अरे
वही
वो
करना।
हाँ, वो स्क्रीन में से बाहर निकल के तेरे पीछे
नहीं नहीं पता चला शॉक डार्ट मार रहा, वो पीछे से आके बोल रहा है हेलो भैया शॉक डार्ट मारोगे।
ये तो मैं भी मारता हूँ भाई, ये वाले शॉक।
अबे ये तो इजी है भाई, तो मैं भी मार दूं।
And then Soulcast, he sends another shock dart, and they're still like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna go. There's still some more utility.
आज तक तूने शॉक डाउट से कितने किल लिए?
4।
So it seems like, you know, the attackers are
झूठ बोल रहा है साला।
like he's literally
तब पता है खेला ही नहीं हो तो कहाँ से किल लूंगा मैं? नहीं 3 तो लिए मैंने पहले ही। पहला वाला जो पहले खेलता था ना, पता है मेरे, मैं नॉर्थ अमेरिका में खेलता
से किल लेने में बहुत मजा आता है
भाई, लेकिन ये डबल शॉक डार्ट से मरा 2 बार हूं मैं।
And now finally with 50 seconds left on the
एक
clock,
ही शॉक डाउट से मर जाता है, डबल की जरूरत अगर वेस्ट नहीं है तो।
So this is a perfect example of how much time you can shave off from the attackers by just using utility really wisely.
There's two things there that I wanted to touch on, and perhaps we can go back to the start and just slowly watch it through. There's a difference.
सेंटर में लगा ना अगर शॉक डाउट कर दिया
was the one playing with the Odin.
तो गया
I really
भाई।
like that because when you put the drone out, obviously there's a little bit of a delay between you tagging them, canceling.
अरे मतलब सोवा भी क्या खेलते हैं लोग, ये देखना है कि साले सोवा से भी तुम इंफॉर्मेशन निकाल लो। इंफॉर्मेशन पर्पस के लिए सोवा तुम्हारा सबसे बेस्ट है।
पूरे वर्ल्ड में पूरे वर्ल्ड में थर्ड रैंक पे पीएलटी राइट टू एस सोवा।
हाँ राइट टू एस मुझे पता है, सोवा खेलता है, लेकिन भाई बहुत गेम सही है भाई। येलो फ्यूजन गेमर बॉय नो चैट नो भाई,
वर्ल्ड वाइड उसका थर्ड रैंक है
वैलोरेंट में राइट टू एस
सब कुछ एम एंड एवरीथिंग।
नंबर 1 पे कौन है? तो नंबर 1 पे कौन है?
टॉप 100 में कोई इंडियन नहीं है, टॉप 100 पे कोई भी इंडियन नहीं है।
राइट टू एस है ना,
थर्ड पे है इसके सिवाय। पहले एक बंदा था जोकर करके।
अरे वो अच्छा, वो तो वीएलटी का है ना, वो तो राइट टू एस।
हाँ वीएलटी का
पहले नॉर्मल बंदा था जोकर करके।
कोई नहीं, अपनी जब वीएलटी आएगी तब देखेंगे उनका मैच भी।
हेडीज नाइस, तू भी टीम बना ले अपनी।
चले बे
करण के साथ टीम बना, पता चला
तुमसे नहीं होगा, छोड़ो।
नहीं करण बोलेगा ए गांडू, मैं तेरे को बोला यहाँ जाने को, सभी सुनते नहीं हो मेरी बात, मैं नहीं खेल रहा, जाओ।
we're gonna play that off now. This is
मैं ऐसा नहीं बोलता भाई, मैं खेल लेता हूँ।
नहीं पहले बहुत बोलता था क्या, अभी तू सुधरा है थोड़ा।
पहले बहुत एग्रेसिव था,
बहुत गंदा वाला एग्रेसिव था बे, अभी तेरे में थोड़ा चेंज आया है, बाकी पहले बहुत ही गंदा था।
खेलता था।
ये शॉक आउट देख, यहाँ से मारा था।
वही ये देख।
So here's the lineup, the actual lineup. So you're gonna see this one flying, and hopefully we'll see it from
इसके ऊपर से मारा उसने और एक सामने से।
How this one flies and hits the default plant spot. Now the attacking team was pretty smart. They didn't actually plant defaults. If this is because they have their own post plant way of playing, or if this is because they were expecting, because you can see here the bomb is planted in the back left corner, while the typical spot is to be safe behind the green boxes, and that's why I made this lineup to land exactly there. But the problem with timing a double shock start to kill a planter is that you need to have this sixth sense. You need to feel, you need to look at the minimap, you need to feel where you are, because it takes only about 4 seconds to plant. It takes much longer for the arrows. Here you can see the lineup probably. So
oh boy, so मस्त है रिवील के अंदर पूरा दिखाया।
They both hit right there on default.
सोच रहा हूँ मैं भी ये देख के तो मेरे मन कर रहा है।
वही तो भाई, क्या डबल शॉक डार्ट, मतलब ऐसा मारा है कि क्या ही बोलूं।
It's time to get back into the game and see what else these guys have got.
वही ना, देखने के बाद तुम सीख नहीं सकते।
नहीं यार नहीं भाई, नहीं यकीन
इतनी जल्दी नहीं होता भाई।
तुझे पता है मैं कब से 2 शॉट डार्ट ट्राई करा था रेंज में भाई, दोनों के टाइमिंग इतने ऑड, पहले एक लगता है फिर दूसरा लगता है, पहले एक लगेगा फिर दूसरा लगेगा, साथ में लगने का कोई चांसेस ही नहीं है।
नहीं बट तेरे इसमें 2 चीज है, रिफ्रेश रेट, स्क्रीन के रिफ्रेश रेट है, 360 रिफ्रेश रेट पे खेल रहे हैं वो लोग।
This is a better look for Liquid. I think
360 refresh rate. Wow.
मॉनिटर ही 50-60 हजार का आता है।
No, I mean they've looked much better at recovering rounds. Some of the things on split that I saw.
उस पे खेल रहे और वहाँ
allowing the clock to
पे
decide
quick reaction मिलता है।
This time they're way more decisive. They're looking to make plays. Again, we're talking about that mid-link push, things like that. To take control of these rounds, not allow them to kind of slip through their fingers.
50 FPS से भी 40 FPS चला जाता है।
rounds that I know that Liquid has up the sleeve.
Same.
They have been I don't say weak, but it looks like a 3-2 split towards at least A for now.
कहाँ 360 और कहाँ सिर्फ 40।
वही। वे अपना तो भाई 75 रिफ्रेश रेट है।
सेकंड पहले हेडशॉट मार देगा।
75 रिफ्रेश रेट में भी भाई पता है वो टाइमिंग का होता है ना। क्या?
मेरा 60 भी होगा कि नहीं होगा क्या पता। 40 FPS आता है कभी कभी।
भाई FPS मेरे 200 250 जब आते हैं, उसका दिक्कत नहीं है।
मेरे 40 आते हैं भाई, मिनिमम तो 12 तक गए।
इतना नहीं 100 तक गया है मेरा, उससे कम का नहीं।
अब देखिए, अब ये गंदा इरिटेट करेगा ब्रीच इनको। डिफ्यूज ही कर लो, करने ही नहीं देगा। भाई क्या हेड पे हेड पड़ रहा है। ओ हेड मान ली जेट ने।
स्क्रीम वही।
It comes out fighting for its life and he just did that. He's on 19 kills.
I mean, I got to say it.
भाई क्या गंदा मार रहा है स्क्रीम।
इसने क्या इरिटेट किया वो नहीं देखा ब्रीच ने?
देखा।
डिफ्यूज ही नहीं करने दिया।
I mean, basically 3 back-to-back gunfights and then 1
ब्रीच ने मार ली भाई गद्दी।
huge play there in the
वैसे
pistol round.
स्क्रीम का एम बहुत अच्छा है, तुम इसका अलग से देखोगे ना इसके वीडियो यूट्यूब पे, भाई बंदे का एम नेक्स्ट लेवल पे बिल्कुल।
स्टन डाला,
हेडशॉट मशीन कहते हैं इसको भाई कसम से, हेड पे लॉक रहता है पूरा एम इसका
भाई इतनी वही यही गेम खेल खेल के प्रैक्टिस किए ना।
जेट का स्मोक ए शॉट पे कैसे डाला?
हाँ देखा मैंने, कितनी दूर से डाला लेकिन इसने।
मेरे को आ गया ये ऐसा करना।
कैसे गाइड करता है? गाइड करना है?
हाँ तेरे को स्मोक को गाइड करना है।
They have to be cautious because they are on the SMGs. They are the lighter purchase here coming out for them. And there are potential threats.
ऐसा नहीं कि वहाँ ही जाएगा, कहीं भी जा।
Nothing really that should hinder this. Maybe just caution, and I don't mind that. If this is going to be what the look's going to be, is just kind of a cautious, considered approach. Sure.
क्या बैठे हुए तीनों के तीनों पीक लेके हमें, और हमारी टीम को बोलो ना ऐसे पीक लो भाई। कोई एक बंदा जाएगा मर जाएगा, फिर दूसरा आएगा फिर मरेगा, तीसरा फिर आएगा। और यहाँ पे देखो तीनों के तीनों साथ में घुस रहे हैं। ये ब्रीच का ब्लाइंड नाइस। दूसरे ने सीधा ट्रेड निकाला, एक ने मारा, लेकिन हम अगर ऐसे खेलते ना तो भाई वहीं मर जाते।
It's a 2v2 and it's going to be a post plant, but look at the weaponry. Have they been able to scavenge much? Avova's got himself a gun. Soulcast though he's like, all right guys.
प्लान और प्लांट हो गया, मार दिया दोनों को।
I'm just walk up and kill him. All right, we still got the round.
Stop you in your tracks.
Yeah, thank you.
But I mean, you got to consider it there. Maybe there is also some hesitation on the side of the Liquid. They don't want to throw away around like that.
ये flank अच्छा किया,
Scream bursts in there. He doesn't find any value off the initial utility into market. I mean, Niso able to. I'm pretty sure it was Niso able to play his life and stay alive long enough for Lau to swing out from the defensive spawn. So
team credits 9,500
round 2 conversion from Liquid.
and
We know that's one of their fortes. Let's see what Heretics have up their sleeve for the next round.
बे 12,000 दे रहे बे।
Okay.
किसके क्रेडिट्स?
It's looking a little wacky to me, but I'm
अरे
sure he's going to kind of supplement that with
पैसे
potentially the ult coming out, which I imagine I just heard. But again, this is a very decisive hit. It's an all-in. This is not defaulting. There's already information for the defensive side looking down middle. They know that there's no one there. There's no one on B. This is going to be a stack from the defensive team, but Liquid already in Scream right up ahead of Vova's got the pick though, so it's going to be on Scream to control this. Nobody can pass this, otherwise they are in severe trouble.
भाई इसने 3 मारे थे last time.
Okay, Scream is playing a very dangerous game here.
Still got the Blade Storm popped.
Ult पे देख कब देखते कितना मारता है।
They've at least got the spike in towards the site now, so that plant is becoming more and more viable. So, but this retake can still just hold. They can just wait pretty patiently for that spike to go down.
क्या लगता है कितने मारेगा ये ult पे?
But now with the plant coming,
एक दो तो मार ही देगा।
Yeah, we do have
last time 3 मारे थे
on the minimap there. He is going to try and flank through. Again, all this information will be fed back over to his teammates. This time around, Eccles not alive. They can't do that rehearsed flash into heaven. So Scream just has to hold the line with this Blade Storm for the time being. Wait for Heretics to give something away. But what we talked about, getting boxed.
वही ना।
पूरा flank कर रहे भाई देख, एक दो main पे आ गए, एक 3 पे।
and now the trades come back up, but Scream is still delivering.
Jet ने एक को मारा, दूसरा मारा।
Niso's on the
Jet
spike.
2 को
He's
खा
defusing
गई।
right now. He's holding the defuse. Cryptics takes the fight and loses it. Niso might just clutch this, and yes, he has. Defuse comes in. Heretics hold on, and they bring it on the round.
I mean, there was a
भाई कितना क्विक रिएक्शन होता है ये देखिए जरा।
अरे फुटस्टेप दे दिए ना उसने।
Do you want to risk away giving rounds like that, or do you want to play the forward game and have that still in your arsenal to pull out whenever you need it elsewhere? But I mean, the fact he's able to hop off the defuse there and still win that, that's spicy.
It's a little bit of spice, you know? You're at Nando's, it's like a medium.
फुटस्टेप दे दिया, Killjoy
It's
ने।
not extra hot, yeah?
No.
Easy. All right.
Tepid.
My mood in 2020. 6-9 though, this is still Liquid leading.
Team नहीं खा
They
पाएगा
haven't
एक
hit that
कसम
double
से।
digit number, and we haven't seen the
हो
economy
जाता
stabilize yet.
अगर
I feel for
फुटस्टेप नहीं
Heretics.
आता।
It's still been in a state of flux, but this is a much better look.
क्या स्मोक में मार रहे हैं यार?
We saw on that first map. That was just
तो wall बना दी।
This is night and day.
it's a different looking team. So shout out to Sliggy, I imagine, or maybe the
अबे
IGL
यार
from
ये
the inside
सेज
guys.
का अपडेट बहुत
Pull it back a
गंदा
bit here. Regardless,
क्या
Heretics, nice use of
वॉल
utility for
का
a quick peek and a safe kind of back
क्या
area.
अपडेट
Mid
आया
control slowly being garnered by the attacking
अगर
side.
वो बाय फेस चल रहा है ना हम
Still
नहीं
holding the
2-3
angle there,
सेकंड
dark
पहले
cover.
वॉल
Screen did swing on
हाँ
वो
it,
नहीं
finding
चलेगा
the
अब
initial
हाँ वो नहीं चलता रे
to respond with a little
देख
bit of
लिया
utility. Nucky
उसका
actually tucking back into that cubby on
बहुत ही
shore.
गलत है वो
And he does actually find a kill as well.
भाई
Link caught
तुरंत
off
तोड़
guard,
दे
and he
रहे हैं
managed to
पता
use
है
utility again and get away from Scream.
वॉल आते
He's just being toyed
हाँ
with. Scream's got one bullet left. That's all he's got to play with. And yeah, the utility now being poured in. Nice counter push though from Liquid to see that all the attention was on short. And now
बंदे
they
तो
get
तोड़ ही
punished for
देंगे ना
that.
भाई
Beautiful work from
इन्होंने
Liquid off
सेज
to
का
the back
हील
and
नर्फ
just kind
किया
of
वो
playing
नर्फ
in
किए
towards the side
बस
itself.
नर्फ ही नर्फ कर रहे
Spike
हैं
being
भाई
slowly filtered
एक
through, but
बॉक
no,
तो दे दो
it's
बेचारी
been dropped.
सेज को
Cryptic's had the
सेज की
spike, I'm
गांड मार
pretty
ली
sure.
भाई
So there's still room for play here and
सही
time for
में भाई
rotation.
This spot in Garden from Lowell, time and time again, is crucial for these pushes onto A site from Liquid. You can see now the
बोलना
spike.
चाहते तुम लोग
Caught in a
सेज को
precarious spot
पूरा
now. Liquid need to
एम
deal
पे
with this
खेलो
threat. Screen
वही
creeping
ना
over towards
एम
it.
पे खेलो
Poor
भाई सेज
over in
को
heaven. The time running down here again.
10
Lowell
seconds.
finds another one. Soulcast will trade that one out, but 8 seconds now. They need to get
क्या
this spike
स्पाइक
planted.
वाइक
This
प्लांट
is
कर
going to be a
दिया क्या
tilting round. If they mess this up, if they lose this, I... What? Did they
मुझे
just...
नहीं
They didn't
लगता
pick up the
प्लांट
spike,
दिया
so they
Oh
can't
my
plant it.
god.
दे लूज बाय गंदा हारे
What do you say? What do I say? What do I...
हार
खत्म
गए
कर दिया पूरी टीम
Right, so
को
now it's 7-9.
लेकिन
Now
हार
in
गए
favor
ना
of Liquid.
स्पाइक ही प्लांट नहीं
क्या
किया था
फर्क पड़ता है
How have we seen the clock run out so many times?
बाय
Running too
नहीं
late.
होगा ना
Like, don't
बाय
get me
करना
wrong,
पड़ेगा ना
this
उनको
is... Okay, here's the two ways I could
इकोनॉमी
do
के
this,
मार
you guys.
लेना
I could have
गंदी
lied
वाली
and
पे
said that was really exciting, or we can be very
सही है भाई
honest and
सही
say,
है
what the hell just happened then? I don't know how that mistake was made, and maybe there's more factors to it. Maybe we missed something, but from what I saw,
और
they
उसको
simply
किल के
didn't
पैसे
farm
दे दिए
within the time.
600
I mean, I praise them for
600
their
हाँ 600
composure
रुपए
early on. That's the kind of mistake you make when you're under pressure, and you know things are getting a little bit
यही
nervous
खोपे
for
है
you.
देख
But
जेट
that's a freebie for
Yep,
Heretics.
we
To be honest
take
with you, that's a freebie round.
इको पे
Boys
रखा हुआ है
खेलो,
जेट
देखा
ने
खेलेगा
Goes every day
भाई
Hmm?
खेल रहा है भाई कसम से
and already lost.
बाय गंदा
Huge
हैप्टिक
from that
ये
spot.
देख रहा है
He's-
तू
he's been
वेट
nasty
कर
with
रहा है
Scream,
अभी
tries
भी
to get aggressive.
वही।
Big denial
Sova.
there. All this kind of like cheeky individual play seems as though it's already been met by force. And this weird purchase, a lot of lighter weaponry
रिवील
coming
का
through.
वेट कर रहा है
is
हो
actually
गया
paying
देख रिवील
dividends.
बल्ट मारे
I mean, again, I was just saying Lowell has been huge from that spot. Nucky finding a dirty headshot actually onto Soulcast as he goes back to look for something
ओ भाई हेड
else
पड़
in
गया
mid. But
वन टैप
again, limited buyback into this, he still finds value from that spot. The way in which Heretics are playing A site right now, giving up the site itself.
Green
finds
गया
the second
बेचारा
Link. Good for the trade. Expecting Link to
फिर
obviously
से
just back
वन
away
टैप
and try
भाई
and keep
रेज
this
ने गांड मार ली
rifle on the
को वन
board,
टैप
but
दे
I do want to make a point. Liquid don't really
गंदा
have
वन
enough
टैप मार रही है
pressure
बे वो
short
तो
enough to get Lowell off that spot and kind of, you know, make best use of that split onto A.
Okay, Link.
हाँ
30
Does
seconds
he like...
left.
Oh, the timing.
Oh, feels bad. There's
खाली
been
है
some horrible
ओ
timing,
भाई
but I'll let them just have that as back.
क्या मारा बे
The gap is now closing. As much as these rounds may seem a bit like meme, I do want to
देखा तूने
that it is now
ओपी
8-9.
हेड दिया भाई
It's
कसम
8-9.
भाई अल्टी मार रहा था मुंह के सामने क्या हेड मारा है
Cracking under pressure, right? That mistake in a previous round, they're not picking up the spike.
यस
You gotta argue those are things now. I mean, you're getting a little sweaty, a little.
यही था
warm
क्या
under the
वो
pit.
हाँ वही था वही था
Not what you wanna be
तभी तो
having.
react
पहले मुंह बना रहा था पहले
And you're looking at potentially going out if you get a second.
ओ भाई
ले
सिक्स
साले
Pressure's starting to build now. It's looking a little worse for wear for Liquid. They do need to be very
But
cautious
से
with this.
gun
You can
shot.
see the lighter armor coming through. A sheriff here. A couple of rifles. So Soulcast and
बेचारा
Scream,
भाई
your
कसम
danger
से
men for Liquid this round. On the other side,
भाई
Heretics
गंदा
still
मारा
work out
दिखा
that
रहे
they
क्या
might be
से
against
क्या
a
हो
lighter
गया
purchase.
ऐसा
I want to see how they approach this now, maintain their composure. So what could be I'd hope a scripted round if you're on a kind of half buy.
Yeah, interesting this time around. Nucky actually playing up in heaven. We haven't seen that previously. I was just talking about
Result
how
पे
Heretics have kind of favoured short and playing around that tree and garden area this time around.
किल जॉय भी अल्ट पे है उनकी
It is posted
हैप्टिक
up.
की
He's looking
हेरेटिक
through
की
to
किल
actually
जॉय
get
अल्ट पे है
that information to come across, but now
फोर्स
over
बाय
towards B side. 3 members of Heretics, in fact. With the mid
Force
control as well.
by
Liquid
नहीं
look
है
like they're going to try and pinch onto A. As I said, they probably
सिर्फ
should in the
लिक्विड
previous
स्ट्रीम
round.
और
Okay,
सोल
let's
कास्ट
see
ने
if
गन
we
लिए
get If it goes straight through, yep. Okay, dashing out.
भाई क्या डैश मारा है
Mobile,
नाइस
quick on the feet. Avova's still there, and he hasn't really given away the game. That might. But now suddenly everything gets a little revealed, and Liquid bringing this close quarters. I quite like that. Bring those pistols into areas where they can maybe operate, maybe hold on. Avova just barely in life. Scream takes him down, and suddenly Liquid are looking
Gandi wali way.
Till then, straight away, absolutely eviscerated.
भाई तीन को दो को मार गया.
They need the plant, they get it. Soulcast has to
वाह
go big
क्या
this round.
मार रहे हैं वे यार.
Indeed, Liquid down to 2 here. 5 members of Heretics. And again,
भाई
this is the round you don't wanna let
पांचों के
slip through your
पांचों
fingers
बच्चे.
here. Liquid both stacked into tree. Actually, Soulcast going to find a Vova elsewhere. Lowell actually uses that timing to get over the top and finds both kills. Liquid will fall. Heretics will
ये
get
वेट ही कर रहा
defused.
था सोवा का. जो टाइमिंग पे निकला है ना ये स्टेज.
Scoreline-wise, Heretics are keeping composure.
भाई
This fight
गंदा
is
वाला
looking-
था भाई.
I like the intention this round, honestly. I like that pinch towards short. I like the pressure that they were able to apply. All the intention was great.
खत्म.
तेज गलत खेल रही है भाई
तेज बोला तो गान मार रहे हैं.
It was actually 2 meters inside.
भाई बिल्कुल बैठ जाती कोने में टाइमिंग पे निकलती है बिल्कुल भाई परफेक्ट भाई. भाई क्या ही प्रेडिक्ट करते हैं बंदे.
भाई टाइमिंग देख इनके टाइमिंग देख.
Just really, really good
200
stuff.
IQ खेलते हैं भाई ये बंदे तो.
Okay, Heretics keeping their heads up here. I was kind of curious if Liquid
साले अपने हम तो 10 IQ भी नहीं खेलते.
नेक्स्ट लेवल कैंपर है भाई.
भाई
hit a bit of a barrier.
पेशेंस है भाई.
देख ये नहीं नहीं भाई ये
पेशेंस कहते हैं.
पेशेंस तो ठीक है भाई, लेकिन ये CSGO प्लेयर्स है मेरे भाई. CSGO टूर्नामेंट्स इतने खेल खेल के ना प्रैक्टिस कर करके प्रो CSGO
नहीं
प्रो.
भाई, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है
भाई इनके एम देख इतने इतने.
अरे लोडू ऐसा नहीं है. पेशेंस है इसमें.
वो है
Prioritizing short so heavily on A.
पेशेंस तो है ही ना, इसमें कौन सी बनाई है.
तुम लोग साले लास्ट 10 सेकंड होता है ना तब भी प्लांट करने का जिगर होता है ऐसा.
Maybe waiting for Scream to find something before making a commitment either way. Dark cover.
Lovely fake.
Out.
ये देख लास्ट 40 सेकंड में ही फाइट हो रही है इनकी.
Coming in from Liquid. I'm still waiting to see how
भाई
that spike gets
पैसिव
on.
खेल रहे हैं भाई, एग्रेसिव थोड़ी खेल रहे. टूर्नामेंट है, टूर्नामेंट में ज्यादातर ऐसे ही है.
He can be wherever they want.
सब
Now
लोग
he is
थोड़ी
going to
देर
be
में
noted
होल्ड ही
because of
करते हैं, कोई
the
पागलों की
bolt
तरह
coming
अंदर रश
through,
नहीं
but this
करता.
now encourages the play from Link. They're going to take the site for free. This is a beautiful fake play you've just seen come out
अरे
from
उस
Liquid.
तरह नहीं
Even
बोल
with
रहा
a
ना
player
मैं.
advantage, you can see the benefit of opening up
Boy.
short and how it's paid off. Spike now down. This is beautiful. Now they just have to deal with the players coming back in though.
Yeah, lockdown for good measure as well. Cryptic's just
हेड
gonna tuck
पड़ा
himself.
भाई इसको गंदा.
The hell as I say that, Niso
दीवार
does
ने
actually
बचा
find him
लिया.
with the wall bang scream, catching Avova trying to escape out the window, and Heretics just desperately trying to get over to the defensive spawn.
ये
Niso
देख
actually
हेड
caught
पड़ा जेट का.
on the heaven ramp. He hasn't got a
पड़ा
teammate there to
ये
defend
खाया.
him. Should Scream look to try and get that one, but I say that. The trade comes through. Pora finds Scream in response.
दो को मार गई जेट.
It's all but done.
Yeah, it is. It is. Keep hold of the guns. Play it smart. And I just want to highlight how much of a nicely crafted round that was.
भाई बच गई जेट
I
मार आ रही थी
think
उसको.
maybe take some time
बच
on
गए
that,
भाई.
because most people I
उनका
think
पता है
don't
नहीं
play
निकाल
that
पाएंगे.
game.
खत्म
Maybe
है.
just tuning in, they're like, why was that so cool?
खत्म.
Such a
टाइम
well
खत्म हो
executed
गया.
fake piece after getting that pick towards short.
Yeah, and it lines up perfectly. The fact that Scream is able to dash into market door, then wrap through mid, even with the obviously his location being revealed, and I mean all he's got is the cloud burst to cover off defensive spawn. But the fact he's able to get out of there and get back over to A
जेट
short
कैरी
so
कर रही
quickly
है तब
to
तक
help with
चल
that
रहा है
push onto
इनका.
A site, just really
भाई
good stuff. The
गंदा.
timing is
लेकिन उनकी
absolutely
टीम में
perfect.
कुछ ना कुछ तो कर ही रहे हैं
Okay,
भाई.
let's see how the switch up now comes
25
down
किल
for
हो गए
Heretics.
जेट
I
के
wanna see what
सोचो.
they do here.
हेरेटिक को
Really
देख
nice
सबसे
execution
लोएस्ट
from
किल
the
6
Emperor.
किल पे बैठा है.
That's gotta be
हेरेटिक और वो
playbook sort of
पूरा
coming out
पूरा
from
एंड
I want to see what their
नुक्के.
response is. Do they get aggressive again? Do they try and take some map territory? Do they have to now kind of question that mid play potentially coming
भाई
through?
इसमें
So,
इस गेम में ना
looking,
पता नहीं
it's
कुछ
very
लोगों को
aggressive.
सिर्फ किल ही दिखते हैं.
bold coming in from,
पूरी टीम का गेम प्ले नहीं
it's
दिखता,
gonna be their
सिर्फ
just
किल
starting
दिखते हैं.
point, but this
मैंने
is
15
very
किल
new,
किए, मैंने
but
25
having
किल
the op
किए.
here could be a danger.
Response there from the
Lovely.
देखिए
little bit of
ऑफ से
information from the
ऑफ
L
कर
driver.
रहा है ना ए शॉट पे.
Unfortunately, just forcing
उसने ड्रोन करके
Soulcast
टैग
out of
करा
that corner at least.
बट नहीं हुआ
Still
टैग,
Scream
वरना
need to
ये
clear
ऑफ
out
का
B
हेडशॉट
main
दे
here.
देता वो.
Heavy stat, actually a lot of presence from Heretics. I mean, leaning towards B site. Again, over on that short position, which we know Heretics converted from time and time again. But the spike is over with Link and Cryptic. So maybe trying to repeat the same process from the previous round here, Lauren.
Okay, but this could be the double pump, right? You send Scream in again on his own. But this time, your players are actually behind them. So it does seem as though the spike is wrapping its way back around spawn. So we'll be seeing if they actually go for this. And where the information is going to come from, they don't have a great deal. They've heard the op now shoot. They know that's in play.
Okay, घुस गए B पे.
Scream does find the entry here. Recon bolt onto side. Nucky are going to find Cryptics on the way in.
Back off side खेल रहा है. दो बंदे खेल रहे back off side.
To tuck himself on. Avova will fall poor
खाली
now.
चलो bot house
This
अभी.
is lockdown destroyed.
How's he still alive?
I don't know.
How is he got? Wait, that was the spike. They just bounded in with that, and now we've got 10 seconds. I get nervous, but it shouldn't be a problem. Switching up to the rifle, a little bit more, I guess, viability with it rather than just running in with the op. Isolates a fight, but Scream's not gonna let it go. 3 kills for the man. Keeping good control in this, opening things up initially.
Scream ने कहा, oh nice. अच्छा मारा भी अच्छा मारा.
अरे उसकी अल्टर ने मार ली भाई.
Killjoy. Killjoy की थी ना अल्ट.
अरे सोवा की अल्ट.
अच्छा वैसा बोलना.
सोवा ने मारी थी अल्ट.
Killjoy की भी तो अल्ट आई थी.
बोट हाउस में 2 बंदे खेल रहे थे. मैं दोनों को भगाया वहाँ. और सामने ब्रिज खड़ा था. आ जाओ.
I like percentage plays where you play to the safety, but it looks like a fast piece towards A. We've got to jump on with the likes of Scream. He is offering himself up as the spear tip. Throw me in, chuck me in there. I will be the first in. I will open these sites, and it's a quick plant too. Look at the pace change on this. They've just shifted up a gear. Liquid are playing. This is the style of game I expected to see from them. Now they have to hold the retake though.
Wow, what a game.
काफी ज़्यादा fast खेले ये.
I mean, the setup from Liquid is fantastic here.
सबने rush मारा ना एक साथ ही.
घुस गए.
Close contact here on the door as well.
सोचा नहीं होगा उन्होंने ये पे.
The trade's going in favor of Liquid all day long. 3 for 2 here. Scream does actually get picked up.
एक को मार मार के मर रहे देखा.
All is down blocking off some sight lines over towards A main.
यही चाहिए.
Killjoy utility finds so much
मतलब
time.
ये बोल रहे यही चाहिए ऐसा. एक को मार मार के मर जाओ कोई दिक्कत
नहीं. भाई Killjoy utility nice man. Nice. Amazing.
It was a little bit here and there, but the intention, the pace, the direction, the quickness, that is the Liquid we were expecting to see. This is the higher level
भाई
approach.
प्लांट कितनी जल्दी कर दिया इन्होंने.
वही भाई बहुत जल्दी किया इन्होंने पान.
That position I've talked about Heretics.
भाई ये गांड तालियां
घुस रहा था भाई ये लेता.
If they're just going to give up sight.
भाई वो गांड तालियां पीट रहा है.
जीत रहा है ना इसलिए.
हेलो अमरीशा. हेलो हेलो ब्रो. भाई कतई सेक्सी यार.
यही खेल रहे भाई. ओ भाई अरे भाई गलत हो गया. ये सही था.
Killjoy push कर दिया.
And that's a player. That's a player you wanted gone. Get Scream out of there because he's been offering himself up as the entry. Exactly. He's been their entry fragger and kind of. Oh, I think Eccles just saw that. I'm pretty sure he got a glimpse of
comeback ना कर ले. Scream तो
back in, which would be of over here.
खेलो भाई.
Now again, a little bit of information.
तो भी टाइम है अगर कम.
अभी जिंदा है भाई. ब्रिज भी कैरी कर. टॉप फ्रैगर है ब्रिज.
Scream के बाद तो यही है.
And it's right to be feeling as such. Liquid are still exploring their options.
नहीं टॉप फ्रैगर तो Scream है ना.
Scream है Scream है.
ब्रिज ज़्यादा मार रहा है भाई गंदा.
अभी ब्रिज.
Here and Nukia will find the first. Actually, Showstopper gets popped. Cryptic's got to be careful here. No utility for Nukia to close this gap down. Does get sent out, unfortunately, just missing the mark. But all of this comes out now. Spike headed all the way.
क्या लगा क्या उसको?
नहीं लगा बच गई.
क्या एंगल लिया भाई इसने?
That Spike lost, and now Cryptic's lost in the wastelands of the map. He can maybe look short. He can try and find a pick, but he's got 20 seconds and no
crane
spike
लगा
to
के
play
रखा.
with. This was well controlled and well considered by Heretics to back away towards.
Nice. Good job. निकाल लिया Heretic ने.
Pretty far. I want to look at Liquid's money as well. Keep in mind how their economy's been a little bit back and forth. I want to see how they stand.
Sage के पास ulti है इनकी.
And get themselves ready for what could be a long game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really, really good response here for Heretics to kind of pivot back over to focusing so heavily on A, and especially
match point
when they're putting that focus in, and it's resulting in them finding first blood and then the second kill. I mean, it's just
like मेरे को ये इनकी Heretic की जो ये है रेज भाई उसने सैचल क्यों नहीं की.
14 for Scream. He's having an absolute blind.
भाई भागी हट लेके जा रही है.
He is delivering as, you know,
सेचल नहीं
big
था ना.
players turn up in big games, and this is what this is.
सेचल नहीं था.
He's dragging them across potentially the finish line, at least in map 2.
वरना तो सामने वाला मर जाता.
Tying this series at least 1-1, taking us all the way to a third map, which, you know what, I wouldn't be upset about. So for now,
not complaining.
No, a little bit of patience being shown from Liquid. It's certainly not the fullest of purchases, looking towards Cryptics potentially there, but it is certainly serviceable. It will do the job.
Let's see overtime जाए.
As to where they may go. Looks like short controls.
हो सकता है overtime जाए.
Yeah, this time around, I mean,
लेकिन निकाल लेंगे.
Utility for Heretics invested onto A side. A little bit of a mix-up. Okay, and that's
overtime लग रहा है अभी तो.
With Niso. So there you go. Here's that focus actually onto short. I was talking about Rover shut down in that position. And actually Soulcast.
नहीं निकाल लेगी. के 3 तो गए अभी.
Initially, Liquid getting everything they need to get into A site.
Oh, and Scream's just hunting them down. The man's on a mission. He wants to close out strong, but there is still life in Heretics, but it is being drawn away from them. This would seal the deal in map 2. Just Lowell alive. And well, I don't know what else to do.
चलो लॉन्डो, आज की स्ट्रीम यहीं तक रखते हैं.
Fed to the wolves, as Liquid have done just about enough, I feel here.
मिलते हैं रात की स्ट्रीम में. तब तक के लिए बाय बाय. टेक केयर. सी यू. sayonara. शबा खैर.
सेज गिर गई. हुआ पत्थर